All right. Here we are. We're back, bitches. This is the Dangerville podcast. I'm Boss Danger. This is Mock3. We're back at you. Today we got Mr. Joshua Lenz in the studio with us.
What's up?
Finally back after all this bitching at him to get his fucking ass back.
I know, dude. It's awful.
We are already drunk.
It's almost like I have things going on or something. God.
He has some sort of life happening outside of here.
What possibly could you have
bullshit.
had to do that was more important than a podcast with twos of listeners?
Oh, dude, I was swimming with whales. I was petting fucking elephants. Yeah, I was in Africa. Yeah, that's what was happening. Definitely,
this whole Indiana Jones adventure.
Yeah. I did find this crazy looking skull thing, dude. I don't know. Then fucking the FBI was there. I don't even know.
That was a bottle of vodka.
I was really high.
Dan Aykroyd's
crystal head vodka.
Were you at Z's party store? Because I'm pretty sure.
All right, so my opening question is, which this is why I messaged you today, actually, too, because
to steal your material.
Well, if this was going to be my question, and I wanted to talk about this, is because my question was going to be who, if you could pick one man to talk to who's alive today, who would it be? And you asked that same question today, more or less, on Facebook.
Yes, I did.
And I was like, that's the fucking question that I was going to ask.
Oh, fuck.
But you asked who's like your top 5 or whatever.
I was already planning to ask that question.
I saw your thing on Facebook.
It's actually really wild.
I swear to God. No shits. I swear to fucking God, that was the question that's been on. I got like a list going, you know.
Breaking your balls.
Yeah. So that was it. So let's fucking answer the question. We can. It doesn't have to be one. It can be a couple because I know we were shooting shit around. So like you had some good answers. So what were you thinking?
Dude, J.Cole for sure. J.Cole is number 1 on that list. And even though I'm like a diehard metalhead, I'm a huge hip hop fan. And the reason that it's J.Cole for me is probably because like in his lyrics, he offers a perspective and he talks about it like, and again, I'm just a white boy from Grand Rapids, but no rapper that I've heard talks about it like he does, talks about his perspective like he does. And like his diss tracks are not, I wouldn't even say they're diss tracks. They're like honest assessments of character. You know? Like seriously, have you ever heard the one?
Most informed diss tracks?
Yeah, literally, dude. He's just like, hey man, like you're a rapper, I see what you're doing, and here's why I think it's shitty. Like,
and another thing about the Ukraine-Russia situation,
right, dude?
Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, and like the one about it's called False Prophets. You ever hear that song?
I think so, yeah.
Well, the first verse is like, he never says Kanye, and he never mentions anybody's name.
Yeah. Okay, yep.
But the whole thing is just like, hey man, I used to idolize you, and like, here's what I see you doing wrong. Here's like the fall that I witnessed, you know, as another rapper. And like, he never once calls him a bitch. Never once says you a bitch, like my bars are better. All he does is just, like I said, honest assessments of character.
You're a self-important, grandiose douchebag.
Yes, dude. Yeah, dude.
He doesn't call him a bitch, but he calls him that.
Right.
We were getting into some Kanye last week before the podcast.
Some what?
Some Kanye.
Some Kanye. Conde Weiss.
We were talking about Condoleezza Rice in depth.
Hey, the whiskey and diet ginger beer's been flowing. What can I say? It's a miracle I'm able to get anything out. But Bossy's like a huge Kanye guy, and I just
That's huge.
Music aside, man, pretty huge. Anyway, no.
Those first 2 albums.
But I just can't like his personality.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, you gotta get over it. I'm a motherfucking lyrical genius. I'm a lyrical wordsmith.
Oh my god.
Like, the end, dude. Like,
seriously,
okay.
Yeah. Like that's my biggest problem with him too, man. Like I'm sure, like if I went back and listened to like his older shit, I'm sure I would like it. You know, I really am.
Douchebag Kanye.
His first 2 records are literally genius. They are literally genius. They're amazing. They're hilarious. It's everything I like about rap. Because I like funny. I like plays on words. I like all that kind of like whatever, just being funny, you know.
Yeah.
And those first 2 records were like that. Everything else after that is just fucking goddamn terrible.
But the thing is, like, he purports himself to be a literal genius.
Yeah.
That's one of my many bitches. It's not like I'm a rap genius. Like, people give him credit for being an actual genius. And come the fuck
Dude,
out. Let me see
God.
an IQ test on that.
Seriously, man.
Which maybe is, and I'll eat my words.
Being
Kanye, if you want to come on the
egotistical and being
Right.
a genius are not the same thing.
And like the same guy that like ran from the cops on his quad when they went to take him into the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, that's who we're talking about, right?
No,
Okay.
I would say no. I'm gonna fucking say that is actually genius, dude. You gotta run from the cops on your quad. What are you gonna do?
off-road capabilities.
Rap on these motherfuckers, dude.
Fucking A, dude. How else you gonna get away on foot? That's a way better. You would have ran on foot. Kanye's like, I'm a genius. I'm on the
Better
grind.
than the Florida chick trying to hit, or the Florida guy trying to
On
do
your
the lawnmower or the golf cart.
God, dude. Yeah, never mind the fact that you probably have a couple Ferraris or a fucking Bentley or a fucking hop on the fucking 250, the Raptor. Okay,
I'm on those 2 tracks, son.
that's the genious we're talking about.
We were in hot pursuit, but he's 2-tracking. Repeat,
We can't
he's
follow him.
2-tracking.
We can't follow him.
We're gonna need to bring the Ford Raptor out. We're gonna need
He's
to,
gotten it.
All right, you got an answer? You think? Who would you like to talk to? Anybody?
I do have an answer, but I feel like it's a lame answer. But my legit
sure it
not
is.
funny answer is Elon Musk, man. I feel like the mother,
right.
and like kind of also I've heard many Elon Musk things on various podcasts, so you kind of get some of that info. But dude, like legit genius, obviously not Kanye level genius, you know, a subpar genius in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, right.
But you know, just he's a different cat, an inventive cat. He's kind of like the Einstein of our generation. I think it would be fucking fascinating to talk to him.
Totally.
Just about his take on humanity, technology. He's a wild dude.
Well, his whole thing is like, and again, I'm the guy that like doesn't read articles. I just read headlines. I'm like, oh yeah, that's all I need, right? That's all I need. But no, I read a short thing about how like, and I haven't looked into this at all, but like apparently Elon Musk's whole thing is like his philosophy and like the driver behind a lot of the things that he does is long-termism.
Yeah.
And then I look at like how he's like trying to get humanity to Mars, and I'm like, bro, if you have, not to like shit on your answer at all, I was about to say fucking Kanye. I like Kanye.
Look, Kanye's good, man. Listen.
No, I like Elon Musk and like what his potential is like to have an impact on humanity, and I think he does have an overall positive impact. But like, dude, I also like Carl Sagan a lot.
Yep.
And like Carl Sagan's the guy that's like, hey, listen, you know, like before we go to Mars, let's you know, if we have the ability to terraform Mars and like live on Mars, why can't we like do that for Earth?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Can we terraform
there's
our
an
own
argument
planet
there.
that's
Yeah.
falling apart?
right.
Yeah, we were talking about the Carl Sagan top shelf book up there last time. No, Elon Musk sucks. No, I'm kidding.
No, but I think I would rather ask him about other like non-tech.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't want to talk Tesla. I don't want to talk fucking
right.
Neuralink.
He's certainly
He just seems like
interesting.
he's bright
He's an
enough. He's
interesting
got
guy.
such interesting takes on humanity, and
Yeah,
he seems like he's
yeah.
very measured, thinks through shit. And I would just be curious to ask him
Yeah,
random
yeah.
questions and get his take. I'm a huge fan. They're going back to another story which I won't launch into, but like the super American thing is, you've got to fill space, right? Any kind of awkward pause conversation, like that's not a thing. He takes time and he will sit and chill for 10 seconds.
Think about his answer.
Through an answer and
Yeah,
not just start
that's true.
bullshitting out of his mouth. Yeah.
I got mixed feelings about him. Everybody's really really into him, and I'm not a hater at all.
No,
really.
no.
And like, but I definitely there's a lot of, I know some younger guys that I work with and whatever that are really fucking ball gargling the dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, first of all, I'm like, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because everybody lives long enough to see themselves become the villain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's gonna fuck up or whatever.
100%.
You know, and it's like, everybody's human, and he's obviously a very strange person.
He has sex parties with Amber Heard.
I mean,
Would you not?
yeah.
I mean, right. That, yeah.
The guy's off his fucking rocker. He had the
Yeah.
opportunity to bang Amber Heard, and he took it.
That's crazy.
What a goddamn
No,
crazy.
listen though. He fucking. So it came out that he and Amber Heard were hosting like sex parties for like billionaires, and it was like, oh man, what's the drug? What's the other party drug that's not Molly? It's not ketamine.
Ketamine?
No,
Yeah,
it's
shit.
not ketamine, and it's like starts with an M or something.
Marijuana?
Yeah, yeah. No. No, they were
MDMA.
Yes.
Okay.
That's Molly.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Then
think it's
Molly.
marginally different, but close enough.
Yeah. So they were hosting these sex parties where like this Molly was going around and like, hey, I don't give a fuck about the Molly. I really don't. I'd try it if I had the opportunity. But he was hosting these sex parties with like a bunch of private billionaires, and Amber Heard was calling her friends to act as escorts.
Yeah.
And then so all these billionaires would bang all Amber Heard's friends, and Amber Heard would sit on this throne, this leather throne, and like fucking
that's some eyes wide shut shit.
Straight up,
bro.
Yeah. That's so hot. God damn.
Yeah, that's a thing, dude. You can look it up.
So that one was publicized, but really, if you get like, is that infrequent of a thing?
Oh,
How often
absolutely
is that
not.
shit
I'm
going
not.
down?
Yeah, no. I like honestly, man. If you have that kind of money, like you're gonna do everything that you've ever thought about doing. Like, because I would, you know, I'm not holding that against anybody. It's just, just crazy to actually see it happening.
It must be nice to have that kind of cash. Like when I slept with Amber Heard, I had to get through on my good looks and guile. You know,
was this like a Tinder thing?
I really had to put it. Yeah.
Were the lights on?
Yo, bro, she swiped right.
Were the lights on?
I told her I was packing. She bought it. The end.
Yeah.
I switched it for Johnny. You know, like
Did she leave
out? I stepped in. What can I say?
Did she shit in your bed sheets too?
We all got a bunch of answers because you did top 5.
Yeah.
My number one, and this is gonna be fucking lame for everybody that knows me, but it's actually Adam Jones from Tool.
Sorry.
Adam Jones of Tool, and the reason, because it's more obvious to say it would be Maynard from Tool, you know,
right?
But to me, Adam Jones is actually kind of the driving force of that whole band, and he's kind of the more like business aspect of it and all their videos and everything.
I can see it.
I would really like to pick his brain about what his whole artistic process. So that would be my number one, but I got a bunch. Dr. Dre was on my list.
Yeah, huge call.
It's almost like the same deal.
Yeah.
All these are almost the same for me. Quentin Tarantino. Would
talk
be
about
on the
feet with
list.
him.
I want to talk about feet. I want to talk about. I want to talk about cocaine. I want to talk about feet. And doing cocaine off of feet.
Yeah. Beat me to the punch.
Yeah, baby, put that line in between your toes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, I like to do cocaine off of feet. And then I want to talk to fucking Bob Lazar.
Yeah,
you guys know who Bob Lazar is?
Oh, yeah.
So he's like number 5 on my list. I missed one. I don't even remember who else I said, but I want to look into that man's eyes, dude. Mano a mano, dude. And just fucking know if he's fucking lying.
What's your take?
Not.
Just like I know you've heard Mad Bob Lazar, as have I, Rogan.
Yeah, same.
You know, the documentary with
that was
that other dude.
Well,
what's your take on Lazar?
I was talking about Bob Lazar, and it was merely
a whisper.
I knew about Bob Lazar
well before everybody else.
Yeah. For real. I mean, my take. That's why I'm saying he's like my number one. Is I can't poke a lot of holes in it. Like, you know, like there's a lot of guys. I was deep into that shit. You see the fucking bookcases behind me. And like there's a lot of shit where I'm just like, yeah, okay, you know. But the Bob Lazar shit, man, he's so like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, is he just convincing because of his mannerisms, or is he legit?
It's his like delivery. It's because the whole thing, it's not the delivery of a liar.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like, it's not, he doesn't deliver it in a way that makes it seem way more outlandish.
Yes.
He literally, his whole thing is just like, this is pretty much what I saw, and this is kind of what I think, but I don't want to say anything conclusively.
Half the time he's just going, I don't know, man.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Like, he's like, this is what I saw. I've just been telling you. And, you know, I'm a big fan of fucking George Knapp and all of his, and that's one of the couple of big things that he's done was the Bob Lazar stories. But so I just feel like, for somebody to sit down to face, for me to like look into that fucking guy's eyes and like actually like, you know, this is different being there in a room with somebody.
Boss D is a human lie detector. He's like,
right.
He's like De Niro and Meet the Parents, bro.
I don't know. It's pretty easy to develop a decent bullshit. You know, I feel like all of us probably have like decent bullshit,
that's
like
what I mean.
radars.
In
you know,
the flesh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can listen to him on Rogan and be like, oh, this guy's 100%. But when you're in the room with somebody, it's easier to catch a vibe.
So to be clear, are you saying your interview skills and your take on humanity, you're gonna out fucking Rogan
easily.
at Rogan's own game
easily
when it comes to Bob Lazar?
Easily. Rogan don't know shit about Bob Lazar.
He's never done DMT with Bob Lazar, dude. He's never done
DMT. Well, you said Joe Rogan, though, was actually on your list. And I thought that was interesting for a couple of reasons, because obviously he's like the biggest thing in the world. And so it's kind of like, I feel like you kind of already know all there is to know about Joe Rogan. Maybe. I mean, obviously, but like, so that to me was, I thought that was an interesting answer, because I'm kind of like, you know, there's so much about him already that to sit down with him face to face, like, what are you going to learn something new? Like, I don't know.
It'd also be super interesting to get his take in person, right? Because obviously he's interviewing. You can kind of glean that stuff from afar. Right. But also, like, the wide swath of knowledge he has gained just purely by proxy of the people he's talked to.
Right.
And then you're able to direct the conversation. And it's not 2 hours of this guy, 2 hours of this guy. Like, Joe Rogan, after hearing on all this shit, like, what's your take on this stuff? I think that's a huge call. Dude. Huge call.
Go ahead.
No,
please.
Yeah. No.
This podcast got real Canadian real fast, man. No, I'm sorry. I'm super sorry.
No, I like Joe Rogan just because, like, I relate to him, as weird as that is, like, and like maybe that's the whole thing, you know what I mean? Maybe that's like what he wants, but I relate to him because I don't pick sides either, really, and
Agreed.
I feel like everybody that, like, my boss is a super right-wing Republican, right? And he's like, "Oh, you like Joe Rogan? I didn't think you would like anybody on the right." And I'm like, I'm pretty sure
he's not on the right.
Exactly. Like, I'm pretty sure
he says, literally, I'm not on the right.
And then he literally has also said, literally, I would have voted for Bernie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
he had Bernie Sanders on.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, and I've always had the same take, you know, before Rogan, to be clear.
Yeah.
But anybody that's that far one way or the other, regardless of the topic, like, there are so few things that are definitively black and white.
Is missing a
100%,
lot.
bro.
And nuance,
100%.
like, one of the shared things, you know, like, nuance is out the window now, and everybody picks a side, and you are diehard for whatever your fucking side is, which is absurd.
I've always said, if you can't see the other side of the argument, even if you don't agree with that argument, but if you can't see the other side of the argument of whatever, then, like, you're the problem.
Right.
You know?
100%.
Like, I might, like, be able to, like, say, like, well, I've examined both sides of this. I see your argument. That makes sense. There's points there. But I see this other side of the argument, and I kind of like that makes more sense one way or the other.
Right,
like, you know,
right.
Like,
there are good arguments for and against whatever subject we're talking about right now. But, like, and he approaches it from such, like, an innocent, childlike wonder.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
So
like,
it's legitimate curiosity.
Yeah,
you know, it's not feigned interview curiosity. It's I want to know the answer to this.
And then his whole thing is, whoa, that's crazy. You know,
I love it. Well, because it's us, right? And that is why we relate to him. We're all just high, fucking, you know, like, just like, what the fuck, man? What are you saying right now? Like, you know, I'll have Alex Jones talk shit to me for 3 hours. Like, that's fucking gonna be wild, man. You know, like,
I feel like Alex Jones is one of those guys that you bring to a party, like, where you're, hey guys, you got to meet my buddy Alex Jones. Just ask him a question about literally anything.
He
and then
seems
just
fun.
Yeah. Like,
by the way, super down on his luck right now. Really catching the shit end of the stick. Like, we've got a legit chance to get Alex Jones in here, bro. Like, he needs a voice at this point, right? Like,
he needs a platform. He's coming to Dangerville.
Right.
Yeah, I'll do it.
He got canceled.
What time I'm coming?
Yeah.
He needs to get his word out to the world, and what better way than the Dangerville podcast?
I'll be on the next flight.
Who aren't we reaching is the question here,
right. I feel like I don't want to talk about that.
You guys got any other
it's a difficult answer.
Huge names you want to throw out that you would have to speak to? I threw out a couple of mine. You had some good ones on your list. We talked about a couple, and I know you probably didn't think about it a lot, but you got any others that are like right there that you got to say?
Not a goddamn thing off the moment. Tarantino is always my other guy.
Yeah,
Gobbled
that'd
that
be a
one
good
up.
one.
Pac-Man looking motherfucker over there.
Probably fucking, like, I've been watching a lot of Deadliest Catch lately. Like, I've been literally addicted to that show because it's actually wild. And, like, probably, like, any of those crab captains.
I lied. I've got one.
Mike Rowe.
Right.
Deadliest Catch. Mike Rowe's badass, though, for real.
Oh, no, like, actually. Yeah.
Conan O'Brien, baby.
Yeah,
Conan, I think.
Yeah.
And he's seriously super bright.
Yeah, I love
Harvard
Conan.
graduate, super funny,
Wrote
super
for The
insightful.
Simpsons, some of the best episodes.
He's not the
of The
redhead,
Simpsons.
is he? No,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, no,
yeah,
yeah.
that's him.
Right,
Okay, I always get
With the
him
hair,
in
the big coiffed, the coiffed red hair.
I always get him in. Oh, not Jay Leno. Who's the other guy that does the My Guest Tonight on Netflix now? He's got a beard.
Letterman.
I got Conan and Letterman confused all the time.
Conan was not to get into all of this, but Conan was a Letterman like junkie basically, and his goal was to write for Letterman, and then he eventually took over Letterman's show.
Gotcha.
That's where he
Letterman, as I remember, hugely supported Conan.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it.
But
Super
Conan wrote some of the best episodes of The Simpsons. He's a writer on The Simpsons for a couple years. And a lot of what we're ripping off his fucking shticks on blatantly. So you're a little bit younger than us. In our day, Conan was very much still like he was the Letterman of our day. He was like the anti like subculture, the late night 12:30 show.
Okay,
just being like making fun of himself, ridiculous,
which was largely poached from Letterman.
Yeah,
just
100%.
I believe it. I mean, it's a late night show. You know, like I was never, and that's the other thing is I was never a late night show guy either. You know. Like so I'm a little bit familiar with Leno, you know. I'm a little right.
Hey, you see this?
You see this?
Yeah, you see this?
Hey, Kev.
Look at my chin. Have you guys seen my chin?
What's up? Like, and then he goes low. You got to get the low Leno. He goes low. Up the next thing.
I got a lot of cars. I like cars. I collect them. I like cars.
His car show is brilliant,
Oh
man.
my
I know
God.
you like cars, and we all kind of like cars a little bit. Most guys do anyway. But his car show is fucking amazing.
Yeah, hard dicks and cars.
And,
Are you saying women?
that should be the name of the show. Welcome to Hard Dicks and Cars.
As we immediately dive into Megadeth material.
That reminds me, dude. My buddy and I had an idea for a GRD spoof. And for our international listeners, that's a local radio station. And it's a local alternative / butt rock radio station. And we were gonna call it Hard Cock Rock.
yeah.
Is GRD still a station? Is it
absolutely, dude.
Of course,
well,
dude.
they're just floating on that free beer and hot wings money. Like they GRD
okay.
like is free beer and hot wings. Then you have the one guy.
Yeah.
who's fucking
Like, oh, dude,
Those free. I've never heard free beer and hot wings. I know it's wildly
it's
popular.
hilarious.
That's
Yeah,
a
it's
Grand
funny, man.
Rapids
They're
based
great.
show.
yes,
right?
it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the things I did listen to / do listen to, Dan Patrick's show, a favorite sports talk show, and he's had those guys guest host for him a few times.
Oh,
the
right
free
on.
beer and hot wings.
That's cool.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah,
they're
they're
local GR boys. Yeah.
Fucking hilarious, man. And I actually got to sit in on a set. My dad was interviewed by them, like back in 2009. My dad was interviewed by them, so I got to sit in on like a live session. That was cool. Seen him live once. They thought I was a chick, so they almost brought me down on stage, and then they found out that I was a dude, and they're like, "Nah, get back there." I was like, "Oh, fuck,
it's
okay."
the hair.
It is. It really was. I mean, I
good.
was fucking like 50 rows in the back. But
our buddy Wood, shout out Wood / fuck you for bailing out. No, it's breaking.
What's
your
up,
balls.
Wood?
Won one of those contests where apparently they let listeners come and sit in. So he and one of my other friends went and got to sit on.
Oh,
the
that's
show.
wild.
Yeah, so
That's
super
cool.
tight.
They're derivative of what's the big national show? That's those two guys, Bill and Jesus Christ, help me out. Bob and Tom.
Yep.
It's derivative of Bob and Tom. Really, it's like a local Bob and Tom.
I think
At this
so. Yeah.
point,
Not to say that
everything
they're
is
not fucking-
derivative
Of course,
everything.
I'm not saying that's
Yeah.
bad. I'm just saying that's what it is. You know. Yeah. You ever catch like I caught some Bob? I haven't listened to the radio terrestrial
Oh my
radio
God,
in
same.
10 years.
Same.
I mean, or more.
Really.
You know. So I mean, all that shit. Fuck that shit. We used to have a dude. I used to work for a newspaper and manage this newspaper, and actually Shave Man wrote a sports column for me for a while, and it was fucking hilarious. By the way, it was brilliant
sir.
shit.
It was indeed brilliant.
It was seriously funny. And we had this cat. He worked in the Kalamazoo radio. His name was Scotty Budd, and he got fired like. Not like on the air, but he got fired like the night before, and like the next day I was driving into work and I was playing the radio down there, and they were like did this like tearful goodbye to him like on the air, right? And I called him that day and was like, "Hey man, heard you got fired. We got this like small time newspaper. Do you want to like write some shit for it?" And he did. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But
I was told I was let go for unrelated reasons, but the picture is clearing up.
He
as we
took over
speak,
our sports comm. It was great. It was great.
By the way,
cool
is there
as fuck.
any more radio/news name than Scotty
Bud.
Scotty Bud here?
Oh, see, and this is going right over the fuck my head.
This
dude.
was
Like,
years and years ago, and I mean they were Kalamazoo local radio, and they were great or whatever.
Okay,
but
yeah.
it was the same thing. It was like
Yeah,
a
okay.
3-person show,
Yeah.
morning show in the radio. I know using
Some
these same
wild
microphones.
zany morning radio.
Uh-huh. Oh, hell yeah. Welcome with traffic. Oh.
hard cock rock.
Oh, I had some money, dude.
We gotta use that as a
Just a totally unrelated soundbite. Just
hard
hard
dick
cock.
sustained and 5-finger death punch all day.
You want that hard cock? Tune in 97.9 GRD for hard cock.
Hard cock rock.
Dude, you have absolutely got a future as a radio voiceover guy.
I'm trying to be a
That's-
voice actor, like legitimately. I fucking,
Yeah.
I got a demo and everything.
It's
Like,
hard. I've done it. I was on this it was like Dan. I forget the fucking name. I had to. We already talked about this. I had to get headshots, and they were talking. He was breaking my balls. Like, why do you need headshots when you're just doing a voice?
Right. I guess that on
But,
your business card or something. I don't fucking.
Yeah, they would. They put
I
you
haven't
up on
gotten
their
that far
website,
yet.
and people got to pick you and whatever.
Right.
The whole
Is
thing
it
about it is
voices.com?
Pick your voice
no, it
skills
was
based on your
there was
looks.
this company that, and I've actually done some editing work for them too. But they it's just kind of like. And not to discourage you or whatever,
No.
but it's difficult because there's just so fucking many people trying to do it.
Yeah, I
And
believe
what
it.
it
Well,
is
'cause it's easy.
actors.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so there's
yeah.
like all these actors that are like legit like actors that also need money like really bad.
Yeah.
So it's like it just kind of became like it's a hustle. You got to really be in that world.
Yeah.
To try to like get those gigs that pay, and I just kind of I didn't have that. I didn't either. So,
Yeah, no, fair
I
enough.
just didn't
I'm-
have the.
Yeah, no, I'm going. That's part of the
Yeah.
reason I've been so fucking busy is because
Yeah.
I've literally been like, I don't have
Yeah.
an appropriate studio to
Yeah.
record this in. So
You
I've
can
been
come
going
over here, fuckface.
Yeah,
know,
you have a
it's-
fucking.
Jesus
you have
Christ.
a sound box.
I was
Like-
like sitting
I
directly
know.
across
Yeah,
from the recording booth with acoustics in there. Like,
No, we've
that's
literally-
the damnedest thing. I just had no idea where to go to.
I got so many goddamn microphones, bro. I got the In a World mic. We've talked about this before, dude. The guy that does the In a World. I got
yeah.
that Manly fucking Ref C.
Sick.
Such a sick mic.
No,
And
I've
he-
been going over to my buddy's house and I've been recording. I've been literally sitting in his fucking Tahoe to get like a soundproof area. So we sit in his Tahoe and I
But I've
sweat
heard-
my balls off. And
I've heard many times like the interior of a car. Is
Oh,
a
yeah.
yeah,
It's great.
sound
Yeah.
absorption, great.
that
great.
Train
Yeah.
record, that band Train that had all those hits, who I fucking despise. But he recorded a bunch of his first record in a car.
Ironically,
Yeah,
the guy
yeah.
from Train
Hilarious.
recording in a car.
Oh man, I hate that band, dude.
what a fucking poser, dude.
What, you didn't even have a caboose, son?
Step your
What
game
the
up,
fuck?
son.
You didn't have
Hit that Greyhound, bitch. I guess the bus.
you weren't shoveling coal?
Anything you could have used a limo, dude. Come on.
Yeah, man, come over here and demo some shit.
right.
We went on this whole fucking thing. I went off very drunkly about H.P. Lovecraft. And
reading that.
He's my favorite author, and my goal is to read all of his stuff as a reader over the course of my life,
Dude,
basically.
You know, Barnes and Noble. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, well, I mean that's basically it because I don't
Okay.
want to go. And then the rest of that story is that it was like the second time we did this, and I was hammered, and I just would not shut the fuck up about H.P. Lovecraft because I love H.P. Lovecraft so much. But I got a channel and shit, so we could work on it. If you ever want to do any, we could do characters or whatever because I want to do more. I only do it, and it's also a test of microphones. So when I get a new microphone, I'll cue it up and do a voiceover for myself to see like what this microphone sounds like.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the other thing, but it's like a lifelong goal because as you know, it's expansive.
Yeah.
There's many.
Well,
many
my
things.
literally my audiobook demo is an excerpt from Lovecraft.
Yeah.
And I Barnes and Noble just put out it was like last year or 2 years ago or something. They just put out complete. It's the Lovecraft complete fiction.
Yeah,
and it's
is
a fucking.
Is it that one up there? That's it's being blocked by that Queensryche tape right now. By the way, But it's hold on.
Is it thick, black, and purple and blue?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been out for a while. I've had that for probably 10 years.
Oh
now,
shit!
so-
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
That's my top shelf
I
copy.
thought I was
and then
being
I
all
got
cool. Like, dude, check this out.
couple other copies, and then you can just download it all. Because
you're not gonna out Lovecraft this guy, bro. We established that first out 50 minutes.
This is the Lovecraft pod, the Lovecast.
As soon as he said I love Lovecraft, I was already out Lovecrafted.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, anytime you want to come over and do this shit, obviously we got these mics. I got all these other mics and shit.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Sounds like I have to.
It's fun to fucking just try it and then like listening back to yourself. Like, and I was putting in music and mixing it all and doing the whole fucking thing or whatever. It's one of those, I got so many fucking ideas. It's one of those things that like, I want to do this, but like, there's these cats out of England and I talked to him because I was just starting it and he was just starting it, but he was all in and they're huge now. They're one of the biggest fucking like YouTube readers of Lovecraft and Lovecraftiana.
Oh, that's cool.
And the guy's fucking great. I've corresponded with him a few times. I was like, hey man, like I'm not trying to be as huge as you are, but if you ever need like a guy to do a character or whatever, like hit me up.
Yeah.
If you just need somebody to like supplement, if you need like a light craft, Lovecraft,
not
like,
all the way.
I'm your guy.
Yeah, man. So, bro, I know you're kind of a Sasquatcher kind of dude into some of that shit.
Oh, here we go. Here we fucking go.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I want to talk to you about.
Oh, thank God! Holy shit!
My favorite.
How long do we have?
My favorite, paranormal quote unquote thing ever of all time is The Hunt for the Skinwalker. I'm obsessed with The Hunt for the Skinwalker. Okay. And so you've read it? I mean,
I'm very familiar with Skinwalker Ranch specifically. I don't know anything about like the hunt for the Skinwalker. I know about like Skinwalkers being a thing and like what they are,
Well, that's the book. And that's what all that's based on. And that's George Knapp. That's the same guy that
we're gonna need a quick download on the sorry to cut you off. We need a quick download on the whole Skinwalker thing here. That's one of 10,000 things I've got in my queue. But for the fans out there, let's
it's like one of the craziest like paranormal stories. It's also one of the best like written books about it / movies. Well, so that Corbell cat that's been on Rogan and all that, he made a documentary about it. There's been the show, but all of it stems from George Knapp and this other guy who was out there. We're out there. They did this whole investigation of it, and it's literally probably the creepiest, funnest paranormal book it spans all things from fucking UFOs to cryptids to everything, alternate dimensions. It's so fucking weird. I told you actually, there's a song on the new Porcupine Tree record that's about Hunt for the Skinwalker.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's the title, Hunt for the Skinwalker. It's actually right behind you there. All the way to the end, all the way on the right there, pulled out. Hunt for the Skinwalker. You can download the audiobook. It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I got a bunch of free credits on Audible, so I might just do that.
I'm telling you, of all the see all the paranormal books here, that's a small. I sold many of them.
Yeah. So what is the Skinwalker?
You go. You go.
So the Skinwalker basically is this like, it's a Native American term for essentially a like shapeshifter. Trickster / like, could kind of be like anything. So what was happening is this family moves to this ranch in Utah, which now they call the Skinwalker Ranch. And all this fucking crazy shit happens to them.
Like actually crazy shit.
Shit,
I got the chills just talking about it, dude. And it's fucking wild.
This guy who started, he's been on Rogan actually. His name is Bob Bigelow. He's an aerospace billionaire.
Okay.
Started this thing. He's super obsessed with the paranormal, and he started this thing called NIDS, which is the National Institute of Discovery Science, if I'm not mistaken. So it's basically a paranormal research thing. This is like 94 or something. Okay. He basically they hear about all this shit. This guys own this ranch. All their cattle shit's dying. All this crazy shit's happening. This guy buys the ranch from them, because he's got to get out, right? This guy's losing his ass.
Real quick though, didn't he and like his wife stay on with NIDS as caretakers?
Yes, correct. As essentially consultants. So they basically moved up the road, more or less, right? They bought a different ranch, but he stayed on as like kind of like a caretaker, like whatever, like show him around, whatever.
Which, by the way, if you need to get away from a skinwalker who can shapeshift and do everything, going 2 houses up the block, that's probably going to do the trick.
It's fine. It's literally, you can't cross this line. I have this line right here. You can't cross it.
Guys defying the laws of physics, fucking shape-shifting bodies.
Can't
this
jump over a
motherfucker's
fence.
never going to find me up at 22 skinwalker lane here. Never going to be the wise.
Yo, the mailman can't even find me, son.
Literally.
Well, I mean, that's basically it. You know, it's all the fun stuff is like the individual stories. So this guy buys it. He creates a team of people to research it. They go out and a bunch of fucked up stuff happens to them, but also kind of not. It's kind of like they can't really recreate the shit because they feel like these things are toying with them, that they know they're being watched or investigated now.
So they couldn't. It was pretty much all the accounts we have from NIDS after Bigelow bought the thing have been just that, accounts. They haven't had any like tangible like video or audio evidence at all. They just have the accounts from the scientists that were on the team. That
so he's
said
the
this
Joseph
happened.
Smith of the skinwalker
Pretty
situation,
much.
basically.
Well,
But what's fucked up is when like when something would happen to the NIDS team, they'd be like, "Yes, we got that on camera. There's a camera right there." The camera went out
Fucking dead.
like 15 minutes before for no reason.
Yeah.
Like it's like really, really fucking crazy shit like that happens. And I just feel like, I don't know, it's still my favorite, like, paranormal story of all time.
And it's also because there's like, so there is video evidence, or not, excuse me, there is photographic evidence. So they had these cows marked, right? Mm-hmm. And they had a couple of the cows go missing, only to reappear like minutes later.
Yep.
And surgically skinned.
Yeah,
dude.
Cattle mutilation's a big part of it.
But like surgery, like with a laser, dude.
Yeah.
Like with
not
like
the band cattle mutilation.
no, right. Cattle decapitation. Yeah. No, it like literally these things were like skinned totally, and they were like laying in like the T pose, like they just rendered there. Fucking
laser precision.
Yeah,
the classic
dude,
cattle mutilation.
It's what you can look those up.
As we're talking through this, I definitely listened to the Bigelow because I've caught most of the Rogan, so it's
which
gonna
was a very awkward interview, by the way. Like Rogan kind of fucking went hard on him a little bit, and like it got awkward. And
well, it's because Rogan's not much of a believer anymore.
Yeah,
he's not much of a paranormal guy anymore. He lost the
that love and feeling.
He lost a lot of that. He was a Bigfoot guy and now is no longer a Bigfoot guy. Thinks all the Bigfoot people are like con artists, which like I have something to say about. But like, I mean, I haven't seen the Bigelow interview on Rogan, but I
guess the only thing would be though, like if the whole, and I'm not saying this one way or the other, but like, the camera, like it couldn't have been Ted from the NIDS team. It's like, hey, cut. You know, like, come on.
All right, now I'm gonna drop a bucket of water on this guy's head. Watch. Yeah,
Having said that, I fucking 100% hope it's all true, and I love that shit. There's nothing better than a great conspiracy
You guys
theory.
got
It's
to
so good.
read/download the book Hunt for the Skinwalker. It's so great.
I'm gonna.
It's so fun. It's so scary. It's so like, it legitimately is one of the only ones where it's like, this is fucking actually creeping me out. Like,
have you guys seen that? Because I think Netflix has like the SkinWalker Ranch.
It's terrible. Terrible.
So bad.
It's a History Channel show produced by the Ancient Aliens people.
It's this redneck like scientist.
Dude, the people on it I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
They got that crazy haired ancient alien guy just going, aliens are real. Which,
basically,
if you're gonna represent this as a real thing, maybe get a guy with a nice like side part or like.
And I love that guy, but it's even worse. Far worse.
Like, so the head of security, and I'm putting that in air quotes.
Dude,
the head of Dragon.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's literally, he probably called himself that.
It's so bad.
And he's the biggest bitch, dude. Like, he stubs his toe and he's like, I don't think we can go out there.
Douchebags, dude. I was actually kind of stoked. Like, all right, SkinWalker Ranch, they're out there. Yep. The kind of the main dude, that Travis, whatever, he's that blonde Texas physicist cat who's the main guy in the show. Travis something. or whatever.
Yeah.
He's all right. You know,
I don't doubt his credentials.
Even he kind of though. When I only watched like 3 episodes, all I could get through, and even he was just kind of like. He's like, I'm being paid a lot of money to be here, but like, he was like, who the fuck are you fucking people? Like, this is terrible.
And I don't doubt his credentials at all, but he definitely is playing it up for the camera, you know.
Yeah,
and
it's obvious that he's like, well, I guess I gotta like play along.
Yeah,
but like, it was just bad.
Yeah,
man.
it's worse than Finding Bigfoot, and Finding Bigfoot was pretty fucking bad.
Yeah,
like, and I used to eat that shit up before I actually like looked into it and like went squatching with the BFRO. Like Finding Bigfoot's a joke. Yeah. And so is the hunt for this.
At least like when you're out squatching, like worst case scenario is you're just camping.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, it's elevated camping, dude. Like, dude, the last time I went squatching in Pennsylvania, which I'm going again in a couple weeks, but no, I had a fucking
ain't no squatch in Pennsylvania.
Oh, dude.
No, I'm kidding.
You get some squatch out there with a Quaker hat.
I can show you some shit. But no, I was out there in Pennsylvania, and it was like 2:00 in the morning. We're on like the side of this mountain, and we hear something coming up like we're on this like old logging road, and on the left is like a very steep hill, and on the right is another very steep hill going up. And we just heard something coming up, and it's pitch black. We heard something coming up the trail on us from the left down the hill, and we're like, oh fuck, what is that? So the guy that I was with is just like, yeah, fuck this, and turns on his fucking super bright flashlight, and there's 2 coyotes just staring at us 20 feet away, dude.
Damn.
Just 20 feet away. That was cool.
And there's 2 coyotes fucking.
Right. Just bumping uglies.
You guys hear that squatch? Right. I hear a squatch right now. There's something squatch out here. Turn that light over there in that squatch. Have you guys seen this documentary about this fucking John McAfee guy? John McAfee
rings
McAfee.
A lot of bells.
McAfee,
but either way,
like McAfee computer security.
McAfee. Yes,
yeah,
the McAfee.
Like literally, wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
the most out of control motherfucker.
It's like the number one thing on Netflix right now, dude.
What? The guy like from the computer security like anti what?
Bro,
okay.
have you heard about this shit, dude? This motherfucker, dude. He sold that company years ago, right?
Okay, yeah.
And so it's still the name or whatever, but he sold it to, was it Intel maybe? Something like one of those?
IBM, I want to say.
IBM or one of them, you know. And that's what we're still using today, or what's on every computer in the world today or whatever.
Yeah.
And so this guy's a like legitimate billionaire. And there's this documentary out now about it, and it's been a thing. He died, spoiler alert, but he died last year in prison in Spain. He basically
suicide, right? Was the thing purportedly.
He got sued, but he'd been saying for years. He got Epstein. He'd been saying for years, if I die of suicide in prison, I was murdered. Dude, this documentary, man. It first of all, give them all the Oscars, everyone.
Yep.
Every Oscar, I don't care what category. All right.
Like the people that made the documentary or McAfee himself?
All the above, bro.
Yeah. all the Oscars to all the people. It's so fucking riveting. It's so good. This fucking dude, I don't even know like how I can't tell the story. You just gotta watch the fucking thing, man. But like I don't know, like he goes to Belize and he ends up fucking killing his neighbor, basically.
Wow.
And that's kind of the start of it. And then the guys from Vice start following him. Original Vice, back when Vice was dope. You know, like
because Vice is not
Vice
dope
is
anymore.
Terrible now.
Vice is not dope anymore.
And this was, you know, what was this? 2003, 4 when this started, all this shit. And like, oh my God, dude, it's just this fucking guy. And this documentary, like, I was absolutely riveted by it. I was on the elliptical machine, and I was like, I just kept going.
One of my things, like,
holy shit,
the eccentric genius. There is nothing more fascinating to me, right? Like, you're this brilliant person, and you're a fucking psycho, which kind of go hand in hand.
That explains the whole Elon Musk thing from earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
It's only a matter of time.
But absolutely incredible, man. Yeah, he goes down to Belize and he's fucking like he's dating this chick and in love with this chick who's 18, right? And this wasn't a big thing that he made a point of, but
18.
Like if you remember,
Jesus.
Oh, it gets worse, dude. So he's in Belize. He murders his neighbor purportedly, right? You can neither confirm nor deny, but he's got all these dogs. His neighbor's got a parrot on his shoulder. It's this whole thing. He ends up like threatening the neighbor, like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker, firing gunshots off the night before.
Well, so the neighbor was the dogs were kind of like unruly, to be fair, and they were kind of out of control and aggressive.
McAfee's dogs or the neighbor's dogs?
McAfee's dogs.
Okay.
And this guy had this pet parrot and they were like kind of like not getting along. They would come after the parrot, this guy felt. And then he was saying to McAfee, like, I'm going to fucking poison your dogs and whatever. And then, like, 2 days later, his dogs are poisoned.
Yeah. 4 dogs poisoned, right? Which, if you've got dogs or if you just love animals, like, you know, that's some fucked up
and
shit.
McAfee has to, and he goes out and he sees his dogs are sick and dying, and he fucking kills them all with his gun. He puts them out of their misery. Right?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I don't even, that, like, I want to throw up already.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And then 2 days later, this fucking guy is also shot in the back of his head.
Yep, that's the whole thing.
That's
so
the whole
then,
thing.
Coincidence?
Justified?
I mean,
dude, the police are looking for him, right? So the neighbor ends up dead. It's this whole quarrel. Like, obviously, it's clearly the case.
Yeah.
So he's dating this fucking 18-year-old chick from Belize, which later, like, he ends up saying, "Oh yeah, we've been going together for a year and a half. I'm madly in love with her." Oops. You know, I'm not Stephen Hawking, but if you do the math on that, it seems a little sketchy. Then again, it is Belize.
I'm no doctor, but
so it goes on. So he flees Belize, right? The federales are coming after him, cheese the fuck out of Belize. Yeah. They go to Guatemala, right? And this girl, apparently, her uncle is the attorney general of Guatemala, so like the highest ranking official. And she's like, "Hey, we'll cheese it to Guatemala."
Why didn't they just do that in the first place?
Well, I mean, but they did. That's what they did. They were like, "All right, we're out. We're going to Guatemala."
Well, yeah, but like, why would you move to Belize if like you're dating a girl who's fucking like? Why would I don't know. Like, to me, Guatemala is like the only option in that point. You know
she was with him
was, like,
in
with
Belize, right?
They met in Belize.
Okay,
Yep.
so
All right,
then
all right.
supposedly kills his neighbor, and he's trying to get the fuck out of Dodge as, you know, the police are closing in on him, right?
Yeah.
So like he they go over there. He gets real sketched out, right? And he's a real fucking crazy dude.
Yeah.
He's real worried, like they're closing in on me, as he's trying to stamp the passports and get him the fuck out of Dodge from in Guatemala. So as they're in Guatemala, he looks to flee. As they exit the hotel, fucking federales close in on him and his woman. He's sitting there playing the fucking pan flute like a crazy person. Just trying to soak it in, right? And he's like waiting for this guy to come, trying to buy time. It's this whole thing. So he ends up faking a fucking heart attack because he thinks like the uncle's setting him up on all this stuff. Fakes a heart attack, goes into the hospital there, and then I think from there he ended up fleeing from Guatemala again, right?
Because getting into the hospital, he was like into like protective custody or whatever of the hospital wing or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, so he gets out of there or whatever.
He goes back to America at that point, and then
runs for president.
Yeah,
and then he runs for president.
Yeah, dude, the heat dies down. He's running as a libertarian candidate
What
for
year
president.
was this? This had to have been during my lifetime.
Oh,
then.
100%. This was 2014 or
What
something.
the fuck?
2010 or something.
Oh my God.
So then he's on this panel of, you know, like, here are the libertarian candidates.
Yeah,
which
with
super
Gary
legit, by the way.
Johnson, the libertarian candidate, and all those cats.
And there's this McAfee guy.
Dude, so he's being interviewed by John Stossel's mustache, if you remember. Right? And John Stossel's like, "So you're on the run. You're a Belizean expatriate. You took a shit on your neighbor's porch. You shot him in the back of the head, but you're still clearly the choicest human being in the world, and people love you. Comment." And it's this whole fucking awkward thing, dude. It was out of control.
Yeah, and he's probably like,
dude, honestly, I'd have voted for him 1,000%.
Right.
And he does the whole thing. He keeps doing all this shit about how he's like, he keeps doing these disguises. And he's got this whole fake thing about how he's like got palsy, and he's literally doing like a retarded person, like literally going on video and shit.
The worst effort in the world to not be recognized. Like, I'm going to get a cane and limp and nobody else will see who I am.
Meta, where he's like doing it on purpose, where it's like clearly it's me, but clearly like, and he's like doing the shit where he puts on like women's wigs and fucking sunglasses and all this crazy shit, and he'll do like these videos, and the whole thing's being documented by these Vice guys. And he'll do these videos where he's like, that's definitely not me, John McAfee. But it's like it clearly is. And then he'll like rip his shit off and be like, it's a me.
Dude, the whole thing. So the documentary to start this thing, it's got all these quick cut sequences that you see throughout the thing. One of which was John McAfee wearing a John McAfee mask, by the way.
Oh my fucking
So like John
God.
McAfee fucking loves him some John McAfee.
Yeah.
To be super clear, right?
fucking
And that's the whole
God.
thing. Yeah. So after he escapes Belize and then escapes subsequently Guatemala, he gets back to the U.S. He's running as a libertarian candidate. Heat's back on him for some fucking unknown
so they're all
reason.
trying to expedite him.
Yeah.
Or extradite
all
him.
that
So
shit.
boss,
Yeah.
he starts to go into this whole wig thing. He goes into this wig shop, right? Like, let me grab a wig and
Yeah.
nobody will know it's me. Clark Kent style, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm throwing glasses
Yeah.
and nobody will recognize me. And he's sitting in there and they're like, he goes, you know who I am? Like, this motherfucker loves him some him. And he's like, you know who I am? And they're like, I'm John McAfee. And they're just like, no. He's the wig
Sick,
shop
dude.
lady. No idea. And he's like, I'm John McAfee. Google me.
Yeah.
You'll learn. You'll know. Soak me in a little bit. I'm John McAfee. Going on this whole thing. Buys her Prada sunglasses. It's a whole fucking deal, man.
Oh my God.
But then
Yeah.
So he continues to go on the run, right?
Yeah.
And this
Well, yeah.
motherfucker is wealthier than God, right?
Yeah.
We're talking McAfee
Seriously.
security.
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
nothing else
He's a-
akin
no,
to
really,
it at the
like,
time.
Yeah.
He buys the fucking Wolf of Wall Street yacht to escape from the U.S. on, during which time he falls in love with a Miami Beach prostitute.
Yeah, for real.
Oh
That
my
whole thing.
God.
So he's loading her and all these fucking guards onto the boat with him. He's got this arsenal
Guns,
of automatic weapons.
Well,
He's got
yeah.
every gun you can
Well,
fucking
yeah.
imagine. They start to pull him over at the port. They're like, sir, you can have 3 guns. You've got
20 guns.
5,978 guns. If my math is correct, that's more than 3.
Yeah.
That's working.
Again, I ain't no doctor, but
And this guy is all whacked out. And at this point, this is years later, after the initial running, right? So he's in his early 70s with this ex-prostitute. He's all fucked up on bath salts. They've got enough alcohol on the yacht to get Guatemala, the entirety of Guatemala, drunk, right?
Yeah.
So he is fucking out of his gourd, starts firing off shots with guns, pointing the gun at the cameraman from the documentary. Yeah. He's just all crazy on bath salts and shit, dude. They're
Zombie
looking
mode.
under the bed, thinking they've got fucking people that were hiding under the bed before he bought the yacht and like survived there without food and water apparently, and he's freaking out. They're cheesing it across. I think they end up in Spain, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, that's
the
where
next
it
stop.
ends. Yeah.
So he ends
gets
up in
extradited
Spain.
to Spain somehow. He
Yep.
ends up in Europe. Yeah.
Comes out and he's got a sidearm pistol on his hip. Right away when he gets to the port, the Spanish guy's just like,
no.
yeah, you're clearly on bath salts and you're loaded up with guns. And this
Welcome
is
to
not
Spain,
kosher.
Right? It's not.
So he gets thrown in a slammer, starts throwing all this material out there, putting these post-its like, if I get killed, it's because the Spanish government took me out.
He thought he was fucking like being tracked by this huge cartel and also like American intelligence people and whatever.
Wow.
Which is very 100% possible.
I mean, well, yeah. Like
Yeah.
if you're. I mean, like I've met 1 or 2 like in passing internet security guys, like just guys that are kind of not deeply, but that's what they do, and they're all. I mean, they're like. Yeah, I mean they're paranoid as fuck.
Yeah,
like because they know.
This guy's like, I'm
they
John
fucking
McAfee.
know, dude.
I know how to hack into every. I got dirt on
Yeah.
everybody in the world.
Yeah.
I know how to hack into every computer. He was literally going. They forgot who I am. All this shit. He's like, I got out of this because like they forgot who I am and how deep I can fuck with your computers and shit. He's like, I know everything about everybody. And all these motherfuckers are out to kill me, and like, you know, and that's probably true.
And to that point, dude, after he gets out of Belize and subsequently after Guatemala gets back to the U.S., he goes, you know, the whole presidential thing after all of that. So the whole first batch of things like we were talking about was under the two guys from Vice. Yeah. Then about 3/4/half of the way through this thing, they introduced this ghostwriter by whom is contacted by John McAfee to like start writing his life story, right? And like he's going through this whole thing, and as he's talking to this ghostwriter, he goes off on this whole tangent about, you know, the Michelangelo virus, which I think is morphed 1,000 times, but originally, like old school John McAfee, when he was first in security, is talking about this Michelangelo virus, and you know, this gives everybody the ability to track everything, and it's going to morph
not to be
10,000
confused
times.
with the Donatello virus,
right?
Or the Da Vinci
the
virus.
far lamer staff wielding virus,
the Da Vinci Code,
the
if you
Raphael virus.
Yeah.
So that's what he's going off about to this ghostwriter is, I relaunched the fucking Michelangelo virus. I am tracking the CIA. I'm tracking the KGB. I'm tracking the fucking Belizean government, the Guatemalan government. I'm monitoring their communications.
And this guy can legitimately do it, dude. He could legitimately do it.
He can legitimately do it, but was he or not? And the ghostwriter's like, I don't know if he's, because this guy is such a character, such an eccentric guy.
Is he making it up or is he not?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying earlier about Bob Lazar. That is the presentation of somebody who is bullshitting to some degree.
He is a master manipulator, one way or the other.
But to be clear, there is a vast chasm between the fucking John McAfee and Bob Lazar.
Oh, totally, totally.
I know you're talking about the authenticity of the presentation, but they were
Bob Lazar is far more legitimate.
Yeah. Which he may, I know you're joking, he may well be in all seriousness, bro.
Like, like the case is strong because he has the skills for him to be right. Because he has the skills and the knowledge. But also, he knows that we know that.
And again, he loves him some him. And his whole thing is, I need camera time and fucking focus on me.
Yeah,
so it
he starts going off, right?
While he has the legitimate capability to do it, is it real or is he fucking bullshitting and just trying to get more camera time and make himself sound more interesting?
Remember, he's going like, I'm gold. He's literally going like, this is gold. I'm creating gold for you. Like gold content. Like, you know, like,
this is great. You will never get anything better than this.
Yes.
You understand that, right? This is gold. I am handing you gold, right? So you don't know. And that's the chasm between him and Lazar, right? Because Lazar is the super understated, like, I'm super. And, you know, if he's running this big meta game plan to make himself appear that way, who the fuck knows? But if so, it was the craftiest thing ever. But, you know, McAfee is like, kind of textbook narcissist, fucking it's all about, so it makes that, in my mind, more sketchy, not any more or less true than Lazar, but a wildly different presentation, kind of leading to the same ends of like, is this motherfucker saying the truth or not?
Yeah, man. It's a fucking wild, wild show, man.
Well, we didn't even get to the best part, bro. We're going to get to the best part here. Yeah, you got to stop hating me that. We already established, like, the mind does not work clearly.
It's getting pretty smoky up in here.
We're in the zone.
We are in the zone, son.
But, all right, we got to disclaim a spoiler alert here, right? So, spoiler alert, going to give a minute. Lessons learned from previous podcasts. Hesitate, pause. Okay. So, picking up from when he had the sidearm and these Spanish fucking federales pick him up.
Yeah.
They lock him in jail, going back to when he started writing the, like, you know, if somebody kills me, it is not me things.
Yeah.
He's locked in a Spanish jail. Inexplicably, he still apparently had access to a cell phone, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that
like,
jail was bullshit,
what kind of fucking bullshit bunker is this?
The internet password is...
Yep. But... So, one day, I think 2021, if I remember the year correctly, he is found dead in his jail cell by suicide. That's the spoiler alert, okay?
Epstein.
And we are still not done. Yeah. So, the very end of the documentary, and I remember hearing this from Bossy sending me the news story before. I'm like, when is this coming? Because literally at this point in the doc, there are 60 seconds left. And I'm like, okay. So, he offs himself in air quotes.
Yeah.
And then they flash back to the 18 / when they started dating 16-and-a-half-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
Who he's madly in love with, the ex-Guatemalan currently living with him in Belize when he murders his neighbor girlfriend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she says, and again, within the last minute of the documentary, so I don't know if I should say this or not, but I got a call from John 2 weeks ago telling me that he is in Texas, alive and well, and he paid people to fake his death to get out from underneath this whole thing. Mic drop, end of doc.
Holy shit,
let your mind
man.
explode, my
I'm
friend.
going to Texas. We got to go to
Soak
Texas.
it in a little bit.
Guys, we got to go to Texas.
Everything good happens in Texas.
We gotta
We're
go to
talking
Texas.
Rogan.
We gotta find John
We're talking
McAfee.
Tony Hinchcliffe and Kill Tony. We're talking John McAfee faking
We're
his
going to
death,
John
bro.
McAfee. We're going to go
Texas
find him.
gentlemen.
We got to.
That's,
got to.
Fucking
Soak
Rogan's
it
in
the
Texas,
fuck in a
Musk is
little
in
bit.
Texas,
Yep.
and
We gotta go.
probably now
Yeah,
John
dude.
McAfee.
I'll get the ever elusive Musk
we're
one-on-one
going to Texas.
interview. You gotta do it,
God.
dude. Yeah.
You got to be fucking kidding me. We got to go to Texas.
Gotta go to fucking
Boys,
Texas.
what are we doing? I just said earlier, too, I was like, I want to go to fucking Austin. We got to get down there.
It's no longer the hunt for the Skinwalker. Now it's the hunt for John McAfee.
Dude, he's down
Completely
there.
unrelated side note, Dangerville podcast still bereft of and looking for sponsors. Want to fund this Texas
Listen,
trip? We will
please,
make a far superior
John,
documentary to
listen,
these fuckers' advice.
John McAfee, we love you, man.
Yeah.
We please reach out.
Hey.
You got to fund this shit. We're on your team, bro.
Yeah.
We are
Yes.
pro John McAfee.
If you were
can help
listening
you.
to the beginning
We-
of the podcast, and we know you were diehard fan that you are, we are. There is no black and white. There is only gray. We see everything from every angle.
Yes.
We will give you the fairest
Yes.
of shakes.
The fairest
John
of shakes,
McAfee,
bro.
Yeah.
We all have basements. It's only Michigan. There's woods here. We can help you.
Yeah.
We can help you.
We
son.
will go
We
to
need
you.
Yeah.
You
John,
can come to us
please.
on the low.
Yes.
Please.
You can hit the Greyhound fucking train that
John McAfee, if you're listening to this, the Eagle has landed. The Eagle has landed.
Oh man, you know he's down there with fucking Elon and Rogan and all these fucking guys right now.
He's probably
The
going to the
fucking
sex
Bob
parties.
Lazar,
man.
smoking a joint with Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar is going. These motherfuckers.
He's going to the sex parties with fucking Amber Heard.
Of
dude.
course he is, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. Jesus Christ, that's fucking hilarious.
Last final closing question.
All right.
Cooler guy that has clearly murdered multiple people in the past, Snoop Dogg or John McAfee? Go.
John
Snoop Dogg.
McAfee. John McAfee.
Oh, John McAfee doesn't. We can't. I don't. Sorry, John. We can't smoke weed with John McAfee, dude.
Can't we? He was doing bath salts, bro. You think he's not gonna? You think he's not gonna puff a little of the devil's lettuce?
but he's paranoid already. Think about I don't mean I'm not saying he doesn't smoke weed, but I wouldn't smoke weed with John McAfee.
Oh, I'm gonna roll the
Smoke
dice,
weed.
bro. I'm gonna roll the dice,
Whatever
bro.
John wants to do.
John, again,
Please.
we could not be more accommodating.
I'll give you whatever you want. I swear to God. Whatever
Okay.
you want to do.
Completely forgot about this, dude. Okay, we gotta jump back,
high as hell right now, dude.
jumping back to the mid-documentary. So we talked
Holy
about them
shit, okay.
introducing the Ghost Rider,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
I cannot believe I forgot about this. This is why I've got my handwritten fucking printer paper, hand-scratched notes. I told you the dog shit memory. This is all crucial information, my friend.
Yeah, you're staring at
so
a laptop
as they
right now.
intro- and I still forgot it,
Yeah.
motherfucker. Yeah. I'm high as hell. All right, so John McAfee, of course, with this fucking troubled narcissist, crazy motherfucker, obviously childhood probably suboptimal, right?
Yeah.
Fair assumption.
Yeah.
You know, you tend to be a product of your environment.
Yeah.
So among 10,000 other things, John McAfee's father, when he was 17, he being John McAfee, his
Yeah.
father,
Wait, John McAfee Jr. or John?
a 17-year-old John McAfee back
Right.
in the day,
With
his
his father, okay.
40-ish-year-old
Yeah,
father
yeah, yeah.
committed suicide. You know, so obviously your father offs himself. I
Yeah.
assume that would turn you into a pretty fucked up adult
Yeah,
for a lot of
yeah.
different reasons. As they introduced this ghostwriter and they were going through old notes and talking through random things, because his whole preface was, dude, John, when he started opening up, he didn't even open up about the Belize stuff and the Guatemala stuff and every other thing. he went off on every aspect of his life that he had never talked about. So among other things, as he's talking through his father's quote, air quote, suicide when he's 17, he eventually says, yeah, it was actually me. I killed my fucking father.
Boom.
Soak it in a little bit.
Yep. He kind of like sussed it out a little bit more though. This writer guy, like he didn't like directly say it. He kind of pieced together a few things that were pretty directly, and then he goes to his best friend or whatever, right? And he goes, I think John McAfee killed his father when he was 14 or whatever. And I think that's the start of why this guy is the way that he is, because his fucking dad was beating the shit out of his mom. Remember?
Yep.
He was going like, I watched my mom get the shit beat out of her every day and all this stuff. And so it's almost like the same story as what happened later when he killed that guy that killed his dogs. You know, it's kind of like a repeat of the same incident.
So you are defending someone weaker for yourself, for better or for worse. Like, he's a crazy motherfucker. And dude, think about it, man. Like, when you get somebody like that opening up who loves the sound of their own voice, present company excluded, but
included, yo.
But you know, you get somebody like that going and rolling, and they're thinking about them, and they're in this narcissistic world, and I am the smartest motherfucker out there, and you feel bulletproof, and like, I'll just go ahead and say this and open up. Like, it makes all the sense in the world that it was absolutely true, right? Like, that's probably not something you are going to falsely admit to. Had you, like, I murdered my father when I was a teenager. But probably not something you're going to go to unless it's true, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I buy it. I don't know if I buy. I don't know if I buy it. I think it's more of the same. You know what I mean? I think it's more of like John McAfee playing it up for the camera, because he already has told us, like, I'm giving you gold, so you know we know that's a thing. Like that like taints almost everything else.
You know, it is equally likely that either one is the case, and with a personality like that, so it's 50-50. You won't and can't know.
Yeah. I respect the shit out of that. Yeah, because
with that as the preface, like, you're going, like, he's got enough fucking press. He's John motherfucking McAfee. Mm-hmm. Without having heard the story, we said McAfee, you're like, oh, the antivirus guy.
Yeah.
Name recognition is not a thing. So, like, in the grand scheme of reasons you would want to draw attention to yourself, with exorbitant amounts of attention already drawn to yourself, are you going to falsely admit to murdering your father who had, you know, like... And again, and going back to the caveat, the answer is maybe yes and maybe no.
It's a catch-22. It's literally a catch-22. Yeah.
Well, the guy definitely is dead. His dad is, and you know, it was always ruled a suicide. And so, like, you know, did he do it, or did he concoct this sort of story that fit his own narrative around that?
It was always ruled as a suicide back in the late 70s or whatever. Do the math. Probably far before that, 50s, 60s, whatever it was. Like, forensic science, not exactly what it is now. So it was a suicide.
But I would still love to
judge by what.
I think that's what we're missing. I think we're missing details about the case surrounding his dad's suicide. So I think if we have more details about that specifically, because that is obtainable, that I think that will shed more light on your question, though. You know what I'm saying?
It's attainable, and I'm going to put that in air quotes again, because again, like, it's back in 1950. You know, it's, hey, we got this guy who killed himself over here. You know, like, it's not exactly
late 1970s, I think, was when that actually happened.
I mean, maybe like even so, and it doesn't matter. The answer is anything before, like,
we had
95 is almost inconsequential, because they had nothing before. Like, you know,
we had everything we have except for DNA evidence. We didn't have DNA until like the 90s. You know,
I think it was just one of those things where it's like the cops were like, this guy clearly fucking killed himself or whatever. It looks like, you know, and it's like, but that's why it's a bombshell but
you've also got a mad genius for a son who's a narcissist.
Or did this guy shoot him? And is that what actually happened? And he just kind of framed it to look like a suicide, which was, as you're saying, kind of not that difficult based on policing of the time.
And narcissists do have the capacity to kill somebody. We know that, like, that's
and it just makes so much sense in his whole story.
That's fair.
When he fucking, and it's like, oh, that happened, and this is why everything else happened, you know? Like, you see these patterns.
But equally
and what he did,
likely is,
you know?
he is this crazy person who is all about himself and wants to draw attention, and he, you know, so
or could fabricate the story that I just said.
Or is
I've
smart enough
I've
to
met
do all
plenty
that.
of those people. I
Because
know,
again,
we know those people, you know? Like,
you are dealing with a super genius, you know, like, little level below me, but pretty smart guy, it seems like, by all accounts, you know what I mean?
All right, so do you think, though...
Yeah, that's why we're all here.
Do you think, but the huge revelation and, you know, the whatever is this fucking clip at the end of the video where she says, he called me and he's not actually dead. So the big news story headline is he faked his own death and he's living in Texas, hanging out with fucking Elon, fucking Amber
Rogan.
Heard. True?
True, and let's go there.
You think it's true?
100%.
But don't they? Okay, so it's like it should be so easily provable. Where is his body? Like, who has it? Like, it was the Spanish authorities.
He's John
you know?
motherfucking McAfee. He's scattering electronic trails.
Money really can buy everything. Money really can buy anything.
Yeah, it's not exactly a third world country, but hey, I'm John McAfee. Here's fucking $500 million to pretend like this happened.
Right.
Like it's that hard to get away with in Spain.
I'm just saying. No. I'm saying that's totally possible. I'm just saying we could prove it either way by let's
going to Texas
where's his
and
body?
smoking a joint.
Where's
with
he
him?
buried?
Yeah.
If he legitimately died and is in Spain, then those authorities would have buried his remains somewhere,
or cremated him.
Either way, all that would be on record.
No,
what happened?
I gotta stop you there because they buried his body. Okay, so we gave him $500 million and said to put up a gravestone and say, "Here lie the remains of fucking John McAfee."
Right.
Bro.
So if you dig it up, it's not there. That's what I'm saying. That's how you prove that. That's all I'm saying.
So
you just check. We just check.
I'm a little slow on the draw.
So you're saying if we don't have to go to Texas, we have to go to Spain and try and rob
and
John
then
McAfee's
Texas, subsequently Texas, bro. All the above.
To Texas. Listen, Netflix, we're following up. Fuck Vice. Vice is done. Fuck Vice. We're coming. Dangerville's coming with the cameras. We got cell phones.
This just became an investigative podcast.
Motherfucker is wearing jean overalls the whole time for Vice.
Right.
Oh, God.
No, we're not exactly fucking super well dressed. I'm rocking this Hawaiian t-shirt, but I'm also not wearing fucking jean overalls.
Yeah. So
we gotta end this shit, dude. We gotta get off this.
John McAfee was.
How long has it been? 80. Wow.
I don't know.
80
Not
minutes.
the whole thing, just a segment.
Just John,
okay.
John
we got ample
McAfee.
time.
Oh, okay.
John, if you're out there, bro, listen.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yep.
We need
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Contact us. Dangerville has your back. We're coming to Texas. We're coming to Spain.
Ditto.
Whatever you need, son. We love you, John.
Tell him.
100%.
R.I.P., bro.
Kill him.
Peace.
Where you get the Grand Rapids hat from?
Tell us about the Grand Rapids.
See the pilot episode, my friend. Subscribe to Dangerville.
I'll tell it to you very quickly.
Okay,
right?
give me a clip noted version.
We go to this liquor store up the way. There's this fucking dude there who we love to just fucking joke around with every Friday. He's this like young. We're not sure what nationality is, but he's like Middle Eastern, and he listens to this fucking hilarious rap in there. So he's got this rack of these hats. And I go up there and they're like $30, and I go up to him and I'm like, dude, I want to buy this hat, but it's way too expensive. And he's like, I got you, bro. And he marks it down to like $10, which is, and I'm just laughing my ass off. And that was, I think, the last time we actually did a beat, the last time you came over.
Oh, okay.
I was wearing it, and I remember I was laughing my fucking ass off because of all that
does
happened.
sound vaguely familiar now that you say something.
Yeah, and I was wearing it.
Literally,
and I was like, the G-Rap hat, bro.
Yeah. Yup. All right. Yup. That's funny as fuck.
Fucking, I was pointing to the hat.
Yeah, the hat is dope as shit.
I think I need one, dude. If you want to go get me another one for $10,
we should all just get them because his Shave Man was gonna buy. He was gonna go buy one the next week. He was gonna buy one too.
I kind of want one. Just like
so the hat was so rad, and we were in the store buying booze for the podcast. Right, we're like, this is before the pilot. We're like, hey, we gotta get a little liquor to try this whole thing. And I'm in there. And I was like, God damn it, I want this hat so much.
$10, dude. Here you go.
It's so dope, dude. And I was seriously debating. So I had this whole thing going on, which I'll get into. But we walk out of the store, we get on the podcast, and like it reoccurs to me as we're drinking and whatnot because he was talking about this hat. And I'm like, yeah, dude, we were in there earlier. I wanted to just copy you and buy that same hat. I was just going to buy it out on the low and then just roll up into the studio.
Also
rocking the same hat. Just like, sorry, dude.
It is a killer hat. You got
I didn't even live in Grand Rapids. You got to have the hat.
You need a
KZoo
or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's where I got to represent that KZ
fucking
cat.
epic,
Strong,
epic.
bro.
Yeah, man.
Then you just need a hat with like a heroin needle on it. Like,
technically, I'm a Portage boy. Could not be a bigger fan of KZ. He loved the
I have a really
super
good
cool,
friend who I would consider my brother. Came from that area. KZoo.
Ziddle.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm looking at him. I know we talked about getting into it, but now that we're in here, we're closing in on the moment. Is this happening?
Just do it, dude.
Happening?
Got some.
All right, so what do we got here? We got the fucking.
All right.
As of last episode, we got the Cardi B. We've been waiting to break these fucking open.
Yep. So we were talking about like I left my office pre-COVID, just before like I don't do pictures, I don't do all the little shit in the office, the knicknacks and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Give me that Spartan look. But I was like, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen. I've got some Cardi B rap snacks that's at Walmart.
Dude.
So I bought these things like 2 weeks before COVID hit, bro. Okay, I put them up on my desk, and I thought it was like the funniest thing ever. Then COVID hits, and like, no, the world's ending. Go home, put on your mask, get the fuck out of here, go. Why are you still here? So I'm leaving in a rage. My Cardi B rap snacks are left on my desk, right? So eventually I get a new job, and I don't get fucking possession, I don't get anything out of my pedestal, all my other gear left behind. But I'm like, bro, I can't leave those Cardi B rap snacks.
You do not leave that behind, son.
And
What are you
furthermore,
saying?
like, these motherfuckers aren't lasting long. This isn't exactly something I'm going to be like,
Right.
5 years later, I'll get it and
That's what I'm
reclaim the
saying,
memory,
though. That's
right?
all fucking preservatives, dude. That's survival food, as far as I'm concerned.
Cardi B
dude.
knows
Like,
a preservative.
Yeah, dude, but like these things, I assume we're gonna be like it's gonna be my treasure item, my go-to fucking North Star. Like this is when I'm 80 years old, I can show my fucking grandchildren like soak it in a little bit. I bought Cardi B rap snacks in 2019 or 2020.
I think you could still get those, right?
Never again, bro. Because
Really?
it's Cardi B, man. We're not talking Led Zeppelin
Limited
here, bro.
edition,
Like this
bro.
isn't gonna be. She's not
Limited.
gonna have
Like,
staying power in the rap game.
But like
let's be
rap
honest.
snacks, you can still get, right? Like you can get like a fucking like a what's his name?
You
with
can
the
get
red
inferior
dreads.
non-Cardi B. You can get some kind of Cardi D,
You
E,
can
F,
buy
or G
snacks, man, but not Cardi B
dude.
snacks,
Cardi
bro. What are you?
G.
So we were talking about this, and I'm like, this is going to be the thing I treasure forever. It's going to be the funniest shit like 60 years from now.
you are
And
not wrong.
Ross is like, bro, we got to just break them out and try them. So we're talking about it, I'm all boozed up. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll bring them in next time. He's like, dude, you
on,
gotta
man.
bring the
We're
rap
doing
snacks.
it. We gotta
You
eat 'em on
gotta
the
bring the
podcast.
rap snacks. So I've got them here. And now the question is like, do we open and eat the 3-year-old Cardi B rap snacks?
The answer is yes.
Or do I save them
Yes.
forever, dude?
Fuck
Okay.
that, dude.
So
Let's
here's the
try
thing.
'em.
Here's the thing. Are the rap snacks the important part, or is the rapper, as in the container?
Good call.
Is
Yeah.
that the
Let's-
important?
Let's take
'Cause
a
you
look
can,
at
like,
the cover
all the
of these
above.
things.
The
Let's
answer is
describe
yes.
I mean,
The answer is yes.
It's like when you're buying a toy and it's never been opened. Like, that's fair. Like, that's
This is the equivalent of me
That's-
opening the 1950
trying to help you
original
figure out.
Aquaman,
All
bro.
right,
That's
so
what
the
I'm
cover
saying.
of this is fucking. It says rap snacks, and it's Cardi B with a checkered scarf on and orange hair, doing a fucking mean mugging at you. Cheddar barbecue, Cardi B.
An animated Cardi B, to
It's
be
all
clear,
animated,
not-
all
Yeah.
like a drawing. Yeah,
Yep.
all a fucking cartoon version. It's yellow and white and black and white. Rap Snacks logo on the front. It says, "Stay true to who you are."
because that's what she's done.
By selling potato chips.
We keep it Rizio. We keep it Rizio.
We
here,
keep it
the Cardi
Rizio by selling
Because
Rap
$1 million
Snacks.
plastic
I
surgery.
will
is
say,
staying
the
true to
one
who you
thing
are.
that gives
Yeah.
me less pause and makes me feel a little more comfortable. So I hadn't looked at these things in years, right? They've been chilling up. And, this is a collector's item, and I thought it was snacks.
Okay.
No, it isn't.
I thought it was snacks
okay.
with an X, right? But
No,
it was
it isn't,
not
bro.
snacks with an X. it is snacks spelled appropriately, so they're kind of like inherently less dope. So maybe we just munch.
Well, here's the thing. Check this out, though. Hang on. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go to eBay, right?
See if they're selling.
And we're gonna see if they're like a Harambe Cheeto status, where like you can get a bag, and then if it's over $1,000, we're not gonna open that.
True,
but
facts. No. But but if not, there's no other way. We gotta try these things.
Yeah,
we gotta.
While
try
you're
them.
pulling it up, and I'm gonna blow your mind here, right?
Yeah.
Did you already look it up?
No. Marketing mind, business mind, genius mind that I am. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to find a quantity of 0 of those coming up on eBay, which is exactly my point. So when a fucking 80-year-old Mach 3 is hitting up whatever future version of eBay, I'm going to say, I've got some original 2020 unopened Cardi B rap snacks here for the win.
Dude, an
85-year-old Cardi B fan.
Listen to me. This is the original NFT. You're ahead of your time. Owning the Cardi B snacks ahead of your time.
We're talking NFS. This is non-fungible snacks, gentlemen.
Non-fungible snacks here, bitches. That's the name of a new podcast.
This is
right there.
NFS,
non-fungible snacks.
Oh my god.
You got anything on that?
Not Cardi B specifically. But I got
no Cardi snacks.
No Cardi snacks.
No rap snacks.
Because they're probably like that series. So like, but they're all going for, what you would buy a pack of chips for.
The value just went up, bro.
They're all like fucking.
The thing is, you got to extrapolate this 80 years out,
okay,
man.
So
I'm talking long game. I'm talking long game value here. We're not talking selling these this year and next month. I'm talking about fucking 60 years from now coming out with these Cardi B rap snacks.
It's going to be like Crystal Pepsi, dude.
Self me in a little bit. Yeah, dude.
Crystal Pepsi.
Bro, how many dicks would you suck to get your hand on a bottle of unopened crystal clear Pepsi right now?
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck.
All right. Let's fucking eat them, dude.
Okay, no, here we go.
Come on, man. So, let's eat these fucking
much
things,
like
dude.
these 2-year-old Cardi B rap snacks, this material grew stale about 2 years ago.
That dead horse.
So I got a $20 bag here of Cardi B rap snacks, and I have 2 bags
$20?
going for $25, but the rest of them are like $10 a piece.
So
all right, so if you guys chip in $10 a piece, we'll eat the rest snacks. Chip in $10. That's the fee, man.
All right.
We're to get after.
Fair. All right.
Gentleman's agreement. Gentleman's saying
Let's do it. Let's do it. What do you got?
If it gives us content,
get that right in the mic. Oh, hear that?
Open goodness.
All them AMSR or whatever fucking people hear that. That's Cardi B, bitch, coming at your eardrums. Cardi B.
I wish I had some cool Cardi B
talking about the
snack
snack
right
pack.
now, dude.
All right,
I got nothing else.
It's got the bag.
Ooh, feel
damn
it. Feel it. Feel that plosive coming at you.
That just
2-year-old
felt like
air.
a Honda 1,000 hands fucking secret move to the gut right there. The E-Honda Street Fighter 2. 100 hands to the gut.
It's
Open
gonna be
those things
stale.
up.
Why? What flavor are these? They're cheddar or
chips.
something,
These
right?
are cheddar barbecue.
I expected them to be like some sort of corn
No,
puff.
they
I'm
are
not gonna lie.
literally just fucking potato chips. That's literally all they are. They are
Okay.
average bullshit ass potato chips with Cardi B's fucking face. On
Gentlemen, they smell rancid. Give it a quick whiff.
Go ahead.
It smells rancid, bro.
Wow, that smells like Play-Doh.
Right?
Oh, it's not
Right.
good.
Not
Do
good.
it.
First question is, would they have smelled like this
Do it.
2 years ago? I
Do it.
assume the answer is yeah.
It smells like Cardi B's puss, dude. she's fucking squirting on every patch, dude.
More
Oh
like
my God.
Cardi PU when it comes to smelling chips. Am I right? Hi-oh. All right.
Eat it.
Without further ado,
Eat it.
is there any more material we can
Let's do it. Oh yeah, take it all. Take it in. Take it. Take it.
Oh,
love
no.
it. Love it.
I don't want to poison the well. You go. I'm not gonna.
He said.
You gotta take an untainted view. I'm not even gonna comment. Everybody's got to try one before we weigh in.
All right. I'm sniffing hard in the bag. I'm getting that deep sniff.
I just
all
want
right?
to live in there.
All right. It just smells like stale potato chips and Cardi B's pussy. All right, here we go. That's a bitch ass chip.
I love how
I'm
she's
taking
got
a big
the
one.
Cardi
Yeah, you gotta take
B
your
face.
man
full
shit there, son.
There you go.
unfucking now. All right, ready?
Represent.
There's no seasoning on that.
All right. No comment. No comment.
All right,
Hold it.
no
Wait
comment.
for it.
Okay.
Lenz. Gotta hit this trifecta here. Riveting
I love how
radio.
she's got the
The world is enthralled waiting for the review of these.
she's got the Cardi B face too. Like I can hear
Dude,
this expression.
look at her face.
She's going.
The chips taste like your face.
We gotta get this video.
I got a
cranked.
3 stack
Okay.
here.
Oh,
I
you
got
go
a 3
deep.
stack.
Trifecta, baby.
Because like you
Trifecta.
can't just
Okay.
eat one potato chip at a time.
At this point, the cat's out of the bag, dude. We can't
True.
reseal them.
Mm-hmm.
Take a minute, soak it in.
Love
soak
it.
it in.
Oh, I'm soaking it, baby.
Love it. Soak it.
It's like a fine wine. Really let that thing breathe.
Yeah,
really
okay.
take a minute to drink that in. Right?
Am I gonna die?
Notes of a mom. All right, gentlemen. We've gone around the table.
All
What's
right, well,
the,
you start then. What's your thought?
Yeah.
It's one of the 5 worst things I've ever put in my mouth. In fairness to the Cardi B brand, man, they're 2 years old, so. And we'll never know had they been that way. Like maybe it was the finest potato chip you've ever
God.
eaten when they were fucking.
That was
you know?
that just
Is there an expiration date on it?
Why you
Anywhere?
want some more?
Maybe.
Are you talking Cardi B's career, the bag of potato chips?
These chips are rolling over.
If we're talking the former, I'm pretty sure the expiration date's well past.
Yeah.
Also, that
Yeah,
was
it
not
was-
water. That was vodka. That was the wrong drink.
that was the right drink.
Okay.
Son.
Why is the
Okay.
I would say they tasted like very weak, like really the worst cheese you could imagine, like a very
Yeah.
weak, faint cheese flavor, like if you were eating some fucking bad box, and they had some fucking, some fucking fungus among us.
I can't
going
tell
down
if
there,
it
dude.
tastes
You know what I'm
like bad
saying?
feet or good cheese.
Oh, if you'll allow me, yes, it even has a quote from Cardi B on the back, and it says, "Being successful in life is the music in the music business is all about being true to who you are, knowing your self-worth, never sweating the small things, and always following your gut instincts."
Couldn't have said it better
Selling
myself.
rap snacks.
Right. If
By
you
the way,
follow this rule of thumb, it will eventually create a recipe for success, much like the recipe in our rap snacks.
God.
My gut instincts is telling me to get to the
Yeah.
gastroenterologist immediately.
my gut instinct says I don't want this. Like,
Oh man.
what? There is no. I really don't see a fucking expiration date.
No,
I
there's
really
no
don't see an
expiration.
expiration
They
date.
last forever, bro. It's
You know,
Cardi
like,
B.
tastes
Cardi
like
B
they
does
last
not
forever.
expire.
I know we're going for comic effect, and at first I'm like, okay, they're old, and it's Cardi B rap snacks. Like, they're probably going to be pretty
they're
terrible, right? But like, in evaluating and in fairness, like as I'm looking back at it, like really they were just terrible. Just inedible.
In all fairness, Cardi, we're sorry, honey. We love you, but your rap snacks are
Yeah.
goddamn terrible.
Yeah.
1 out of 5 stars. It's
But-
just bad.
Yeah.
Full
Well,
refund.
yeah.
Not worth the $20
Yeah.
on eBay.
That's
Yeah.
a Cardi D minus grade on the rap snacks. It stinks.
Cardi D minus.
Like those little bunk ass canvas.
Kind
fucking-
of like your mom's asshole.
Yeah.
Blew out immediately.
Yeah.
All right. Are we going to talk about the news?
Getting
God.
some news. We can do it.
Sure.
Can we please talk about the news? What, can you tell us what is happening in the world today?
I gotta pull it together here, boys. This is gonna be a struggle, but we're gonna get through it together. All right, we're gonna prep set. All right,
All right, here we go. We got wait for the sound clip. Wait for it.
wait for it.
The Dangerville podcast presents News of the World.
Really well done.
Yeah, that was
Sound
great.
clip,
That was
everybody
awesome.
just heard.
I love
Trust me,
that.
sound
Trust
clip
me,
that
it's
was
there.
played.
Trust me.
Definitely heard that.
It's in there.
So first up on the docket, we've got an 81-year-old Danish woman arrested for traveling from Africa to Canada, arrested from the Polish police department for possession of over 5 kilos of cocaine hidden in a false trunk in her suitcase. Yeah. So that all
Wait a minute. Okay.
81 years old.
Oh,
How many countries did you just name off there?
Yep. Exactly. First thought that went through my head. So
So-
she was going from Africa to Canada. Apparently had a layover in Poland or something.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to do the math on all that.
Yep. It's like,
it was a Spirit flight. You know, it was one of those. So you got to transition 48 times.
Paid
It
for
was a
coach.
tremendous
Last
deal,
minute
right?
ticket.
Yeah.
Tremendous
She
deal,
paid for coach. She was sitting next to the bathroom.
No, the heroin budget's tight these days. The cartels are trying to cut pennies where they can.
Yeah.
So you know.
So she's from. She was going from Africa to Canada. Gets arrested in Poland for having 5 kilograms.
Somehow that is absolutely correct.
Okay.
I forgot the entire story already.
All right.
I'm
My story, and I was already entertained by it. I'd forgotten it immediately.
5 kilograms.
Jesus
Did you say 5? Literally though, did you say 5 pounds or 5 kilograms?
5 kilograms.
Okay.
5 kilograms.
All right. 5 kilos of coke in a false trunk in her suitcase.
Yep.
That is not the way to do it.
Yeah, indeed. So she got arrested for like having this sketchy itinerary and being really crazy when they tried to pull her over.
Oh,
you know,
if you have coke, you act casual, man.
Yeah.
Like,
indeed.
But you don't because you're high on coke.
It's like, why were you traveling to Canada, man? First of all, you're 81 and it's Canada, right?
yeah.
But I'm smuggling. I'm transporting. I'm going to over to the border.
They wanted
to
me
Canada for some French fries and gravy.
They wanted me to move these clothes.
Poutine. What is it? Poutine.
Some poutine, bro.
Some French fries and gravy.
Yeah.
I'm good.
On the plus side, we have finally answered the age-old questions of how many Polacks does it take to arrest an octogenarian drug smuggler going to Canada.
That's always something I
assume the
wondered.
answer is 1.
Yeah.
I
I was gonna say the answer is 2.
I don't know. Was she a jacked 80-year-old lady? Because like that might take a few.
Where did she have it? And she had it in her veg.
Well, she's 81, so I assume the room was ample up there.
Ample
It's
room
like-
in there.
She had birthed 6 children previously, so that's a
Yeah.
natural orifice
Wow.
in which to hide said
I
heroin.
mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, suitcase, cocaine. Man, that is not the way to do that.
Yeah,
I feel
but
like
they got like increasingly suspicious when she started to go through the checkpoint.
When she started
and did
acting
the,
suspicious.
she started doing the twist with John Travolta, who was also at the airport, Pulp Fiction style. So it got a little sketchy, but yeah.
He was.
That's a
wild.
real life fucking. So
They
Clint
quoted him
Eastwood-
as saying, "Ah, jeez."
Hey-oh. Can we get a rim shot
Nice.
sound effect?
Nice.
If ever there was a rim shot worthy moment, that's it. Gotta keep going back to that John Travolta well,
Nothing
gentlemen.
but Travolta from now on.
Much like Tarantino resurrecting fucking Travolta once again with
Yeah.
material on the Dangerville podcast show.
Oh my god.
Soaking in a little bit. That's like, do you ever see that Clint Eastwood movie that was based on a true story, I think called The Mule, about this grandfather
The
that
newer
got
one. I haven't seen
I
it,
didn't
but
see it either. I
I
know you're
want to
talking
watch
about
it
that.
really bad. I do want to watch
directed
it.
by
Yeah.
Clint
Yeah,
Eastwood.
Eastwood's the man.
Starring
Directed,
Clint
acted,
Eastwood.
yeah.
Starring this 81-year-old grandma smuggling this fucking blow.
But based on a true story, like this super oblivious grandfather, his, he
Played
like
by
got
Olivia Newton-John.
I feel like Clint Eastwood is the man that we all wanted Joe Biden to be.
salient and coherent at an old age,
but really pissed off at the same time.
able to form thoughts without.
You little, get off my lawn.
Yeah.
You wanted Joe Biden to be like, China,
Yeah.
get off my lawn. You know? Russia, do you feel lucky? What do you? Punk.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I saw Biden. A picture of Biden. He's on the news and all this fucking student debt shit and whatever. But I was like, God damn, I'm not even like that big of a Biden hater. But like, man, he's a fucking corpse. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He looks like. You know who he looks like? He looks like the guy who got his face eaten by pigs in the fucking Silence of the Lambs sequel, dude. The guy in Hannibal. What is it? Hannibal or whatever.
Easily the worst one, starring Julianne Moore, who I love. What a terrible fucking sequel.
He's got his fucking head, his face is all eaten by pigs, and it's all grown back with his lips are all like,
Starring Tubby Magoo and the guys who weren't Ted Levine. Hannibal, sequel to Silence of the Lambs. You stink. You fired. It stinks, bro.
All right. What else happened? Moving on. What else happened?
All right.
Moving along.
So Katmandu, Nepal has experienced the worst tragedy since Bob Seger as the Bagmati River. Nothing on the Bob Seger Katmandu material.
Oh, wow.
That's fucking solid
I'm with
gold.
you.
Katmandu,
God damn it.
Nepal.
God damn you, rat bastards, sons of bitches.
That's
Famous
a place
Bob Seger
in
song.
Nepal, and
right.
it is. Yeah, Katmandu.
We're gonna regroup.
Yeah,
We're gonna rally. Yeah, thank you.
right.
Oh, that's tremendously
wait.
helpful at this point.
Do it again.
All right.
Yeah.
So Katmandu, Nepal,
Yes.
has experienced the worst tragedy since Bob Seger. Classic material. All right, moving on. So the Bagmati River, which is long revered, it's believed to be this whole thing that cleanses and purifies human souls, right?
Yep.
Like it's this big religious river.
All right.
It's been choked out with black sewage and trash.
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah.
Super
Okay.
unfortunate. So reports could neither confirm nor deny the sightings of a Dave Mathews tour bus in the area. And that Dave Mathews trifecta tour bus material.
That's
3
gold.
pods in a row.
That's
battle.
gold.
Oh my god.
Do you know that story? How Dave Mathews Band dumped their fucking sewage all over the fucking Chicago River on that river boat or whatever?
I did hear
Yeah.
that.
You remember
dude.
that? We've been talking about it.
From the podcast, because you're a fan
Because
and you're
you're
listening
listening
to
to
our
our
podcast.
Because
right?
I
Yeah.
love you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gold, man.
That
Well
is-
played.
Yeah.
Dave's just go, oh.
But it seems like Vishnu's kind of asleep at the wheel at that point, right? The Holy River, like
Vishnu. Oh, yeah.
maybe maybe keep your house in order a little bit there. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So they did interview a few local residents, a couple of whom were quoted as saying, "Well, it still smells better than Indian food."
I like
This
Indian
fucking
food.
guy.
Yeah, the officials
like
are
Schwala.
they're still kicking around some ideas to kind of combat the issue. One of which is utilizing a dam to kind of block it off upstream and choke it out before it gets down there, obviously.
Right.
But it begs the question, if you build a dam on a holy river, is it indeed considered a goddamn?
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
Yes!
You did it.
Yes!
Your brother get a rim shot. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Actually, no, Vishnu.
Oh, man. Hey-oh.
I got a million of them. Yes, I got a million of them.
Jesus.
Wow, really laying it down, too.
Yeah.
Really giving it the timing.
You know I do what I can. I put effort into the craft. It's for the love
I
of the
can
game.
tell. Oh, I
It's
can
for the love
tell.
of the
That
game,
was-
John. What can I
That
say?
was great, man. Jesus.
Much appreciated.
Yeah,
Tip of the cap
that
to
was-
myself. You give me too little credit. All right, moving on. A Gulfport, Mississippi chiropractor was arrested for selling fentanyl. Yeah, that brings the total number of ways chiropractors can actually relieve pain to 1.
Yes. I love my chiropractor, by the way.
Just saying, Jimmy Fallon, I could use the extra income, so if you need to work, material model, got you covered, bro.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Wow.
Tremendous stuff,
All
right? I'm not gonna lie, I was loving that one.
That was,
pretty
yeah.
good work.
Yep.
Pretty proud of myself.
Yep.
Me, Mach 3 for the spirit joke.
Okay, John McAfee.
You're welcome.
This guy's the McAfee of our generation.
Next week, I'm coming in masked up with a Mach 3 mask, under which I will have a John McAfee mask, followed by a subsequent mask of me, Mach 3. All right. So get ready to drink this one a little bit. El Jefe, a.k.a. The Boss, which is a 12-year-old Jaguar, was filmed crossing the heavily guarded U.S.-Mexico border.
Okay.
Soak it in a little bit. 12-year-old Jaguar.
So say that again. Say that
boss.
one more time.
The
Yeah.
boss.
Let me.
El Jefe.
El Jefe.
Which I take umbrage with that
Spanish
name, by the
for
way.
the
There's
boss.
only one the boss here, folks.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking
And it's not me.
Springsteen.
It's this fucking. it's Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. But pretty out of control, right? A local Texas man was incensed upon seeing this. wondering aloud, why do we keep letting these goddamn illegal Jaguars in here to come here and take her jibs?
Oh my God.
To take her jibs.
All right. Fuck.
Slow news day. I'm working with what I got, gentlemen. I'm working with what I got.
Yeah.
A little bit of grace here.
No, that's great. Goddamn Jaguar! Goddamn, took her jibs. Goddamn Jaguar took my jibs.
When we were at Toyota, we used to call them foreigners.
Goddamn fur Jaguar! Goddamn Jaguar, come in here.
Oh man! All right,
Fucking foreigners.
all right. In preface to this next story, I got to actually take a celebratory sip here of vodka.
A celebratory
I
stiff.
got to gear out for this one, boys. This is gonna be strap in. We're gonna be here for a minute. All right.
All right.
This might need to be a part 1 and 2 podcast.
We did a thing called called knowledge bombs, and we were doing. We were bringing in like these 1-sentence kind of funny ones, and this guy was coming in. He was reading us like a whole physics book, and we were just like, Jesus Christ! He's like, the history of quantum physics begins, and like you're just like, God,
Sick, dude.
I lost this whole monologue. So to start, electrons are neither particles nor they move in magnetic waves through the
Oh my God.
just a tenuous grasp at best.
Meanwhile, the boss is like fucking. Did you know monkeys
go to well, gentlemen?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Did you know monkeys?
Oh man! All right. So finally, all right.
Yeah.
News that is sad but true. Lead singer of Metallica, James Hetfield. Nothing on the side. Oh, move right there. Get ready, boys. I got a million. I'm standing your fucking toes here. All right. But he and his wife, Francesca, have sadly decided to part ways after they filed for divorce. 25 years of marriage.
Yeah.
So a super solid run.
Yep.
Boss D, I'm gonna give you first crack at this one, bro. Do you want to hit? Do you want to hit lead off? Do you want to come in and back clean up?
As saying, "Hell yeah,
Oh yeah."
Going right back to that.
you're right."
Oh man.
Yes. Hey,
All right. So you ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna rapid fire. Increasingly, do I have material? Do I have jokes? Yes. Like
James Hetfield getting divorced.
do you have anything more on this? No,
all I wanted to say was hell yeah.
I'm fresh out of material, boss. Sorry, I got
That's
nothing.
my one
here.
joke.
No. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. So the couple had tried to get past their differences, but Hetfield remains unforgiven.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He tried repeatedly to apologize, but Francesca was not having it, and nothing else matters.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and there are in fact many theories.
Oh my God.
You can't even say it. You can't even
Such lackluster material. I'm McAfee level thrilled with myself right now for these wild,
should be, dude.
wildly mediocre Hetfield
Jesus
jokes.
Christ, dude.
The lowest of hanging fruit.
Hetfield's rolling over in his career's grave right now, man.
Oh man,
Career's great.
So there are many theories about why the couple decided to split. Many think it may have been something having to do with assault and battery. That may have been my favorite one. It's all downhill from here. We're gonna level set expectations appropriately here. It ain't getting any better than assault and battery.
Right.
All right. So other theories are that another man was in the picture, Hetfield reportedly looking to seek and destroy him.
Every joke's just their song titles.
Yeah.
Did you just go through the CDs?
Yeah.
And look at the track?
Oh,
Fair
I know.
enough.
I think
Fair
I know
enough.
what's
There's
next.
far more material
Yes,
than
I think I know what's next. I think I know where this is going.
Oh, man.
I think I know exactly where this is going.
I was slaving over a hot stove for hours, Googling and coming up with the top 20 results for Metallica songs. And the material seemed to write itself.
Oh God!
It's a painstaking effort.
I'll be on a load
Spent
joke
hours
in here.
Does he hope he gets alimony and justice for all, dude?
Oh my God, dude, my ribs hurt right now, dude. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, but they were together for 25 years, right? It's a long run, it's nothing to sneeze at. So they were trying to kind of leave things amicable. And having justice for all.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so right there.
I'm sorry. Let's be honest, we're not exactly reinventing the wheel with these jokes here, right? Yeah.
We all see the patterns here.
We didn't exactly have Aaron Sorkin writing the script on this one. So they take fucking the finest minds in the world.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I stole your thunder.
Oh, it's great material, but sadly, I had to cook this stuff out. You just came up with this shit on the chair. Speaks more poorly of you than me. That's you, right?
He's been working for hours on this, dude.
Who's John McAfee now, bitch?
I've got Survivor best of the round. I got a Rocky montage going on as I'm sweating, right?
Man.
I'm drinking raw eggs trying to come up with this material. It's like, injustice for all.
And you're listening to fucking...
What other albums did they have? No, we're gonna pound a
Oh, man.
That's fucking Eye of the Tiger. Bump.
Yeah.
Bump, bump, bump.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, they for a while tried to reconcile and salvage the many good years that they had, right? But after failing to do so, James had kind of resigned himself to the fact that it'll be the day that never comes.
I love it. Nobody even knows that song.
I love that song.
Somewhere out there.
I'm kidding.
Subsequently, my favorite Metallica album, Call Me That Guy. I'm going to die on this hill right now, but...
We're talking. I don't even remember. Is that Black Album?
That's
I don't
Death
even
Magnetic, baby. That's 2009. That's super compression drop D
Great album.
Metallica, bro.
Great album.
Okay.
It is.
really is choice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I love Metallica. I'm just breaking balls.
I love that album.
You can't hate on some drop D, right?
bro.
Like, if all else fails,
Talking
go
about
back to
Lars.
the drop D well, bro.
Yeah.
Talking about Lars, and it was merely a whisper.
Yeah.
So, he's looking to
God.
move on, and at this point, Hetfield is looking to turn the page.
Yes.
We
Not even original.
He's dude. I set this up appropriately. You shouldn't have been expecting the world. If you were, that's on you, man. I let you know exactly what this is going to be. Right?
You did.
This is on you if you're expecting more. You got to lower those expectations.
Are there any jokes that are not song titles?
No.
Oh, I'm just saying. I wasn't saying shit about your jokes, dog. I was literally talking about the fucking.
Literally, no.
I was literally just talking about the song, dude. I was like, it's not even original.
I hope, because if there were, I would be
The more
disappointed.
pertinent question is, does there need to be, bro?
The answer is no. That's what I'm saying. Because if there were, I would be.
It's an endless
You know,
wall of material,
if there
my
were,
friends, yeah.
it would be sad but true.
Ain't nobody got time to be cooking up fresh material. They've been in the fucking game for 30 years, man. I'm gonna go ahead and lower this lift from as lesser than Herculean as possible, dude. Snatch that little hang if you're
Oh
damn
my
neat.
God, snatch it, man. Snatch it for me.
Yeah. Hetfield still could. Still going with these terrible jokes.
Do it. Keep, I know.
got a
I'm
couple
digging.
more. Keep
I'm
rolling
digging.
here.
Please.
No
Yeah.
pressure here. I'm not gonna heckle you again.
So Hetfield still couldn't let things go. He decided to apologize one more time and just kind of a last ditch effort to see what he could make happen, if anything. He was hoping to be welcome home, but
God damn.
he was unforgiven too.
Okay.
All right. Let's save it. Unforgiven 2. Yes.
Was on increasingly
Indeed.
terrible setup for that crucial Unforgiven 2 material. So a little bit.
I feel like I just ran a marathon there.
I'm looking long game. I'm thinking I'm playing chess. All you motherfuckers
Just
are
what
playing
he
checkers up in here, bitches.
How about Unforgiven 3? How are you going to work that in?
yeah. What's that one coming next?
Sadly, that was an omission on my part. I couldn't go back to it.
That's fine.
Twice as nice. Yeah, 3 just felt egregious.
Right.
Yes.
I'm an artist.
Well, fucking 7's egregious. Jesus Christ. No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, we're on like 28 at this
Yeah.
point, bro.
Yeah.
Continue going. Yeah, so apparently the thing that should not be was James and Francesca's marriage.
He said that should just reverse it. It should be James and Francisca's marriage is
the thing that should not be.
That's a great note. That's a great note.
Wow.
That's,
Wow, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
A pregame on this one a little bit before that information would have been useful yesterday. Yeah.
written about.
Hey, I didn't see
H.P. Lovecraft.
I didn't see any of this coming.
H.P. Lovecraft song.
If you didn't see any of this coming, you're motherfucking blinder than Ray Charles, my friend. You're blinder than who?
Blade Charles?
Blade Charles.
I thought he said Blu-Ray Charles, dude.
Blu-ray Charles, dude.
You're blinder than Jamie Foxx playing Blade Charles as Ray Charles.
I think that should be your rap name, dude. It's Blu-ray Charles.
Blu-ray fucking Charles. What's up? I'm Blu-ray
That
Charles.
is so funny, man. Oh, my God.
And last but not
and last
we got to
but
set
not
a
least,
drink limit for the next cast.
Seriously.
all right.
We'll get we'll touch that up in post pro. And while they'll never be together again, the memory remains.
Oh!
You know why I finish on top of the
Yes! Yes, sir!
He's got nothing. That's all I got.
Oh, my God.
Folks. In
Well
fairness,
done.
I'm trying to run a marathon at sprint's pace. You know.
Yeah.
No,
That's dude.
that was fantastic. Wow.
I'm here for it, man.
Just awful.
In all seriousness.
Brilliant, man.
No,
You know, at first going into this skit, I was a little bit worried about it, but you know, like
played.
at the end, just
We're on episode 6, dude. This is episode 6,
really
bro.
terrible.
Like, yeah. Gotta work him out. You gotta work him out.
Indeed.
Wow. Unbelievable. Mach
You're
3 coming with the Metallica jokes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Can we
welcome.
talk about Dave Mustaine now?
Said everyone ever.
If there is one ongoing thread in this fucking podcast, more so than
Mustaine.
H.P. Lovecraft, it is in fact my boy DM of Megadeth fame.
My undying love for Dave Mustaine is
For Maeve Disdain.
that's a funny name too, dude. That could be a great rap name. Yo, they call me Maeve.
We got
Maeve
options.
Disdain.
All of which, to be clear, far superior to Mach 3. So once again, this information would have been useful back in the day.
Oh shit.
We're gonna have to go through the list. We'll do it another show.
Right.
We got a list of like
Oh Christ!
150
Good call.
rap names, and some of them are literally seriously some of the funniest shit I've fucking ever heard, man.
Yes.
Man.
Because it became not trying to actually think of a rap name and just trying to fuck with the other guy as much as possible. You know what I mean? So like it wasn't even serious anymore. It was just becoming like, this is the most preposterous
What
rap
can we
name.
text that 20 minutes later he's going to look at and just fucking double over
Featuring such classics as
I don't know. I don't even remember, but there's some fucking good ones on there. I'd have to read.
It'll be worth the wait.
What'll be funny is that I don't remember, so I'll be we'll read them myself. You know,
that is the worst trailer I've ever heard. In a world, I don't even remember this movie, but it's really good.
Where I got too high. I can't remember any of
The best part about these names is that they were so inconsequential and unentertaining.
so terrible.
That they are,
They were far better than that string of Metallica jokes.
Having said that, somewhere Swanson is still in tears 20 minutes later, just gasping for breath. Metallica or Swanson's soaking in every one of those fucking jokes.
Man.
Shout out Swanson.
Dude, that fucking that was 20 minutes of like, I can't believe it. And I was like, is every one a song title? And you're like, yes.
Without question.
Yeah. I'm sorry I beat you to
What
the
more
justice
needs
for
to
all.
be done?
I legitimately feel
Sorry.
bad about that.
No, that was the best. It had to be done. Clearly, that's what's coming.
Right.
Yeah, in fairness, the fucking old school 76 Gremlins beating me to that joke, bro. It's not exactly a Ferrari versus, Cavalier situation.
a
We're talking
Honda.
about races there, bro. Yeah, so Dave Mustaine, lead singer of Megadeth, all over everything as he should be, most recently appearing on Rogan's podcast this week.
Yep.
Also just endlessly mooching Rogan's material from podcasts, repurposing it for purposes
Did you listen
of
to the
our
whole
podcast.
thing? Did you listen to it?
I did indeed.
Yeah.
Start
Did
to
you
finish.
listen to Dave Mustaine?
No,
on
I
Rogan?
haven't.
It's a lot.
Why the fuck?
I bet. It's Dave Mustaine, dude.
No, it's fine, dude. It's just like they talk a ton about like martial arts because they both have that in common, you know, and that's all Joe Rogan talks about anyway.
Yeah.
And it just fucking like, but he's like, I felt like Joe was talking to him about like black magic. Like they were talking about black magic, and like Mustaine was like, yeah, that's why I don't sing that song anymore about black magic. And then I felt like, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is fucking cringy as fuck already. And then, but Rogan like wouldn't let it go. I'm like, Rogan, move on to the next subject, dude. Like clearly Mustaine doesn't even want to talk about this, you know?
No, fuck that.
You didn't think so?
You gotta press as the reporter. We're talking about hard-hitting information.
Right,
what the people want to know is more about Dave Mustaine, black magic.
Yeah. I don't really remember.
In fairness, there is no fiercer curse in the world than a Dave Mustaine black magic hex gentleman. What are you more afraid of?
Is he like
that?
super religious or something?
Yeah, they talk about that a little bit. He went into Christianity like, I don't know, probably 20, almost close to 20 years ago now or whatever. But
he
like,
was first a Jehovah's Witness
but
for
when
a
he was
long
a
time
kid,
until he was
when
like 13,
yeah,
and then converted to Christianity.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like he's cool about it. Where like I remember they were talking about it, and he was talking about like everybody gave me such shit, but he's like, I don't care. I don't talk to people about it. I don't press it on you. You don't have to talk to me about it. I don't care. He was like, everybody thought my guitar playing was going to be less, or all these people were saying like, oh, I probably play stupid music now or whatever. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm Dave Mustaine. This is what I do. Yeah. My guitar playing is going to be fiercer than ever.
A 13-year-old Dave Mustaine on the axe is going to slay anybody that's alive today without question.
For real.
Soak him in a little bit.
So, but yeah, I mean, like, I definitely enjoyed the interview, but there were parts like that the segment of that I felt was a bit cringy. I knew it was going to be like, and like, the thing is too, is it kind of pisses me off in a way, because like, I get it, but I'm also like, I wish Rogan would ask more like specific questions to the music and shit, you know, like, it's just like they're just talking about fucking like, I'm like, but there's a few questions I want to ask, like, God damn it, like,
when you're talking, but when you're talking to Dave Mustaine and the topic of black magic comes up, like, you gotta hit that. And he's going off on that whole material. One sec, dude, about how I gotta get this out. This is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. He's talking about, so there was this super hot chick in his class, right? Like the unattainable girl.
And he used black magic hex curse on her or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
he gets him or gets her over to his house, right? And he puts this black magic sex curse on her for eternity. It's like, I put this hex on her. The next morning she
put this hex on her.
She woke up with herpes. It worked exactly as intended. What? Oh man, no. As far as the joke, dude, but it was like, you cannot move off a black fucking magic Mustaine material, bro.
But I felt
super
like
awkward.
if it's getting awkward though, then like, then don't you want to move on? Like, he's not trying to be like hard hitting journalist, you know? It's like, just let the conversation flow a little bit. Like, there were parts to me that were like uncomfortable to listen to in a way, and not all of it. It was fine. Like, I'm a huge fan of both those guys. They're two of my favorite people in the world, literally. But it's a lot to take in. Like, and I mean, they could talk for. It sounded like they went to dinner beforehand or something too. And I mean, like, literally, those two guys could talk for days.
Bro, when you got Mustaine on the hook, you go Dan Rathers on that motherfucker. You hit him with every hard hitting question.
Do you think Joe Rogan is a Megadeth fan, like casually?
I mean, yeah, he was saying, he's like, you're a legend, fucking love, but I don't know how deep he really gets into the actual songs. I don't know. I'm sure, like, everybody loves Megadeth to
not saying anything. Yeah, I don't want to imply anything by that. Just actually, do you think he's a fucking? What does he fucking listen to, dude?
I would say, like, I mean, even I would, like, my buddy actually hit me up the other day and sent me a thing, and it was him riffing out on the guitar, just fucking playing. And he sent it to me. No, I wish.
Oh, fucking,
I wish.
Yeah.
And he goes, I didn't actually know what it was, and it was an old Megadeth song, because I actually don't know a ton of the old Megadeth shit that much. I'm a more newer fan.
Yeah.
But like, it was just funny to me because he was like, it's this song, and I was like, yeah, actually. And he's like, I thought you were a huge Mustaine fan, and I'm like, I am, but like, I actually don't know the early Megadeth albums all that well,
dude. I just listened to the first one that they put out with Mechanics on it, which is actually Kill 'Em All by Metallica. Yeah.
I do it for my life.
Yeah. And it's good as fuck. The whole album's great.
Yeah.
Like it's really early garage, kind of sloppy.
Yeah,
but
I've heard it. It's just like been so long. I don't know. It's not
Scott character.
Well, he was going off about how Hammett ripped all his fucking riffs off after they booted him out of the band.
Yeah, a lot of them.
But it's like it was more like. But in his defense,
crazy,
I think
it's just more like for like Hammett, it's more like they were saying like, well, like everybody already knows these songs and knows this is kind of how the solo goes. So Hammett was even saying like, so
That's
what
fair.
I did
As a
was I
band,
started the solo kind of the same way, so it kind of came into it the same way because people knew the song already, and then I kind of would like do my kind of own thing toward the end more or whatever. But it's more just like. Everybody already knows these songs. I'm stepping into a role, so it's not like I bit off your shit. It's like a song. Like if I'm gonna step into Metallica, I'm gonna rewrite all the parts? No, I'm gonna play the fucking song.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah, so that kind of thing. It's like he did. But the only problem with all that is Mustaine didn't get legally and just whatever in the public eye credited for those things. That's really which is bullshit. Like no, they were never saying like we never. This is not Dave Mustaine stuff. It was just like money wise and whatever.
Yeah.
But I thought Mustaine he did now. He's in a different place now, obviously, which is great. And he's just like, I don't care. That was years ago. Obviously, he's a very rich man now, and it's just. But that shit still hurts, I'm sure, back in the day. But it's more of the like, those were my fucking parts. Just so you know.
The problem exists from both, you know what I mean, both ends. It's like, as Dave Mustaine, you're like, damn, those are my parts. But as Kirk Hammett, you say all that about, I'm stepping into a role. People already recognize these songs. I'm in the band. I'm going to play the songs that the people know. It is kind of like a double-edged sword. Like,
yeah. But then then it's the next album. It's it's all Hammett doing his thing.
Yeah. So he totally made up for it. But not to mention, I think Megadeth musically is a little better than Metallica.
Dude, I mean I think so. I would argue then no. Like if you compare the timeline of their careers. You can't fuck with, like we were just talking about, Justice for All and Master Puppets and Black Album and all these things. Right? They were the biggest, and they're still just unbelievably awesome records. But now, and that's why I've been saying, like, it's me, I'm a bigger fan of the second half of Megadeth's career. There was kind of a breaking point. And
that's fair. Yeah.
And it's the new shit starting in like 2000.
Endgame is a great album.
Endgame
is fucking great.
The one that did it for me was what flipped me. It was The System Has Failed. And that's the breaking point of Metallica or Megadeth. It's like my understanding is he was doing a solo album essentially, and his label came to him and said, you owe us another Megadeth album. Like, we have you on contract for this many albums under Megadeth. And so he turned this like solo album into like a new Megadeth, like a different kind of Megadeth.
Okay.
And its System Has Failed. And then following that, they did the one with Sleepwalker and all that. What the fuck is United Abominations or whatever. And like that was, and like I saw that shit, dude. I saw him live, and it for real changed my life. I was like, I've never seen a guy play the guitar like this. It blew my mind, dude. And so like that to me, so like I like Euthanasia. I know the early Megadeth, whatever. It's fine. It's great, you know, but like it's just interesting to me. So the whole point of saying all that is Megadeth is still creating these very relevant records. Each one is better than the next. The new shit he's putting out right now is amazing.
13 and Super Collider weren't awesome.
Super Collider was not awesome. I liked 13, but I'm just saying in general, we're talking about a span of like 8 albums right here, you know? And he's got this new one coming out. Have you heard the new Megadeth coming out now?
I think so.
It is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
it's so huge.
Yeah.
Like, man, the riffs are choice. It's fast as fuck. It's heavy as fuck. He just survived cancer.
So have you seen them recently?
Awesome. I haven't seen him. I mean, I saw him 2-3 times. You know, it would have been 6-7 years ago now.
Okay.
You know, or whatever.
So I saw him 2 years ago. A little under 2 years ago. And I'm not gonna lie, the guy that they fucking got to play live guitar for him, excuse me,
Chris Broderick.
No, he's a Spanish guy.
Yeah, the new guy, Kiko Lorento. Or
That
whatever.
guy. I saw them with him. Totally steals Mustaine's thunder, dude.
Yeah,
Bold
I
statement. That's a bold
I
statement,
love
bro.
this Kiko guy. He's huge.
He's
man.
really
phenomenal.
good. And
Yeah,
like I
he's
was
great.
like, and I don't know if it was me comparing him to, I don't know if I was comparing the two intentionally, but I was like, wow, Mustaine has gotten a little sloppy, dude.
Well, I mean,
He's an old guy
Coming off
nowadays.
chemo and radiation.
Yeah.
It's not quite as choice
Right.
as before.
Yeah, I got it.
the
I don't
thing
know,
is, though,
man.
is Mustaine has always had that little bit
He
of
needs-
edge of sloppy. Is
Yeah,
what gives it
that's
that fucking
very
thing.
true.
You're not wrong. I understand what you're saying,
That's
but in
very
his defense,
true.
he's 63. Just
Because I
survived
was listening to
cancer
that
and shit.
first
I mean,
album,
like,
hearing kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
So
it's always been the
that's-
edge of his a bit of slap, and even like his lead guitar is incredible, but it's very unique, and it's very
Yeah.
like if you compare it to a guy who's like studied and practiced to a metronome forever and
Yeah.
whatever. And people forget that. I've argued this a bunch of times. People forget that all that shit comes from punk rock, and it's
Yeah.
fucking like it's not supposed to be the tightest metal that's ever
Yeah.
been made. It's fucking thrash metal. It thrashes.
You have a
In
very good point
summary, if you're looking for information on either H.P. Lovecraft, Dave Mustaine, or Megadeth, Dangerville podcast is the destination for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
what's happening.
Soak in that new Meg.
I was just gonna say, wow, we got off on that. I was like, where is this going?
You can do nothing
Going
but
into
get down the
Megadeth.
Mustaine
Yeah.
rabbit hole, bro.
Yeah.
It's honest with you.
Well, I mean, he's on Rogan right now. The new album's coming
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
he's
yeah, it's
he's on the
huge.
cover of the new Guitar
We're just
World.
out here
Even he's-
plugging Megadeth.
he's
New album's
everywhere.
coming out. He was on Rogan. Check it
For
out.
real.
Like we're just I don't even like giving them free advertising.
For real. I don't plug anything.
Dave Mustaine.
Check it out on the Far Superior podcast, Joe Rogan. If you really want to get good
You
information,
can actually listen to Dave Mustaine. We're just going to talk about Dave Mustaine.
He was just in an article at Guitar World. Go buy that magazine. And
shout out Guitar World.
please sponsor us.
we should put our ad in the new Guitar World.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be huge. All right. Does anybody else got anything they want to talk about?
Nah.
I think that's a wrap, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck you guys. Goodbye.